Greetings and welcome to Winning Saturday Night with special guest Shelly at T3 Talking Trash and Truths.
Hey, what's up?
Hope everybody's doing well out there and living well as well. I hope you guys are
having a great
Saturday night as well. We're having a great Saturday night, and especially a great Saturday night since you are here with us. Let me thank all those YouTube members, those Winner Circle members that are supporting the channel, and a special thanks to Shelly and Wolfram who support the channel over on Rumble. We are broadcasting live tonight on Rumble and YouTube. Yes, we are. And I like to say, as the year rolls down, you start to really appreciate all these people that have been supporting the channel all year long. I just want to say a big thanks to everybody, all the new supporters and all the ones that have been here throughout. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And I will have a special tribute to a couple of those people who have been with the channel for a very long time in the Winner Circle tonight. So, and I'll be doing that throughout the month of December, picking a few of my long-term members and giving them a little bit of a tribute. Let's say hello out, shall we? Wolfram, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping those links. Remember, everybody, when you're here, listen to the wolf. He knows what he is talking about as he wipes his paws and he lopes in and he howls. That's right. The Alpha Mod is here. And hello, Heidi. How you doing, Heidi? Good to see you. Hummingbird hanging out. Good to see you, Heidi. Thank you for being here. Cool Gamer, there's one of those great supporters out there from the Winner Circle. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you, man. Pothead Kenny, how you been? Yepers, what's going on, dude? How you doing? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well over there in Kentucky. We are off and rolling, guys, on a Saturday night. What is new? It was kind of warmed up today. A little bit.
Yeah.
Here in the dirty South. It wasn't as nearly as cold as it was yesterday.
Oh my god, this week has been like the most frigid weather. My mother, she's bitching and moaning. She's like, "Oh my god, I have to order fuel." I'm like, "We have 3/4 of a tank. Like, I think you could wait." Like, what? She just wants to do like a top off. That's you could tell that she's used to living in the city because she's just like, "Oh my god, everything is like." Oh my god, I need to do this now. Relax.
All the wacky adventures of Mother Perez.
Oh god.
He's our little gold
Hi,
mine.
Wolfram, because he said hi. Hi, Heidi. Cool Gamer. Kenny. Hi to everybody. So, how's your week been, Win? You had a good?
Pretty good week.
Productive?
Pretty productive, yeah. Pretty productive.
I mean, you decorated, right?
got the Christmas decorations are up and rolling.
Oh.
We had some good shows this week. We saw was this the weekend we watched the dancing Bigfoot? When did we do that?
We did that this week.
Was it this week? Things just roll
It
together
was this
sometimes.
week, yes. You and I were just watching, and all of a sudden I went to the bathroom, came back, and we are like, "We're going live." What? All right.
Oh yeah.
Surprise a minute. That's you.
Mhm.
Keep me on my toes.
Oh yeah, and I'd like to thank everybody else who supports the channel, and also like to thank the person who always shows up the thumbs, who shows up the thumb down the video. Thank you for letting me own space in your head. I appreciate it. It's
Aww.
nice and warm, though it's empty in here. It's nice and warm. All right. Yeah, I know. It's precious, isn't it? It's
It
so
is.
precious.
I mean, I think it's sweet that they come by to show their displeasure. It's like, aw, he's no
They just come by to remind me they can't get me out of their head, and I
No,
appreciate that.
don't, because you're gonna put that dance on. Can't get you out of my head. Like, I'm like your
Absolutely.
trained seal. Like, you just hit the note, and I'm like, ah.
Mhm. Well, it's good to see you, Kenny. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. Well, we had some
Yeah.
tropical heat, day 36 Fahrenheit. Wow.
Woohoo! Woohoo! It wasn't too bad here. A lot of the snow is like melted away, and there's no icy patches except for one on the ramp that I keep hoping my mother feels like going for a walk, but she just keeps staying in the house. But it's just one little icy patch, and it makes me think of that the Muppet movie Christmas Carol, like the Muppet Family Christmas Carol. Not the
Mhm.
Christmas Carol. Which one is it? Muppet Family Christmas. Oh my god, I'm like it could even the one with the icy patch by the door. She's like, "Beware the icy patch, wee!" And it's like, that's one of Christine's favorites. But
Nice.
I love that one. I used to say the joke all the time. It's cold enough to freeze your Winnebago. And Connor heard it. And like he was like, "Why do you say that?" He was little. And then I was like, "It's time for us to watch the movie." And we sat down to watch that movie. And when they did the line, he was like, "Oh, they stole your line." I was like, that's how it went. That was give me all the credit. I will take the credit while I can. Shit. It's nice that he thinks I'm funny.
Mhm.
Granted, he's 18 and still thinks I'm funny, which is really like impressive for me because usually they just think you're corny.
It's cold in Kentucky. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got that
Mm,
up. We watched the Sasquatch this week. That was fun.
That was
Had
so
a little
much
bit of
fun.
breaking news, couple shows.
Hey,
Uh,
Memento.
Memento Mori is in the house, y'all. There he is.
hmm
What's up, Memento? How you doing?
Does he know that there's a Star Trek episode named after him?
Do you know that? There's
Do
Did
you
you know
think he
a
knows?
lot of episodes, a lot of things named after Memento Mori?
There are a lot of things, but that day that we were watching, what was it on Picard? I think it was like,
Uh-huh, I think
was
it
it
was.
season 1 or 2? And he pulls up the video, and we're both like, he's like, look at the title. I was like, oh, it's Memento. I got all excited. I don't know why I was so excited,
I
but
know
I was
that
just like,
name. I know
oh,
that name.
it was cute. But we've seen that before. It pops up all over the place. It's like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
Heidi, I still
Popular
got to get
name.
mine up. Oh,
So has anybody here,
aw.
has anybody here started using, HDR color for their screens, their monitors? Have you guys used that? Do you guys have that? Anybody
I'm too
have
poor for
that?
that.
Oh, stop it. It's not they have this thing now where some monitors that come with it. They're set up for, HD colors, basically, they're HD colors, HDR. I just figured this out. Well, I got it on a new monitor, so it had it on there, and then I noticed when I was setting it up, the dual screen, that there was a switch on there in settings. It said, "Use HDR colors," and I tried it before I did the monitor, right? And so it made everything look really weird. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's not right." But then when I went to the monitor settings to start setting it up, I noticed that it had HDR on there. I was like, let me try this." So I put it on HDR, set HDR setting, right? Because you can have like, different settings for your monitor. It'll give you different looks. So I put on HDR, and then I went back and I hit that switch, and life has been very different ever since. I know it's like a whole different experience. Like all of a sudden you can see the other monitor like isn't that, and you can see the difference. Like you can seriously see the difference. It's like the blacks are very black, and it's like it adds high contrast to black and white or something, and it makes everything stand out. So if you have that on your monitor, or maybe you didn't know you had that and you haven't set that up, that could be a lot of fun. But yeah, I
Game
just got a
changer.
new
Awesome.
I got the new Acer Nitro monitor. It's like slightly curved, and it's got like a slight curve, right? It's like, but it's got
Phrasing.
it's not like a wraparound kind of, just a little bit. And then but it has all these settings. Like it's got 248 hertz, and no, it's a whole thing. It's a whole new thing. I never realized what I was missing. Just kind of like with Sasquatch. You never knew you needed it until you saw it. But then is anybody else using that yet? If you don't, it's a good way to kind of like get a enhanced picture on really the monitor aren't that expensive that have them now. A lot of new monitors are coming with it, and so it's just a setting and you on your monitor, and then you match the setting in your Windows setting for your display, and all of a sudden, boom, the colors are like way more vivid and rich. Like it looks really good. It will fool you sometimes. You got to have the things set right now.
You got me looking this stuff up on Amazon. That's not a bad price at all.
Right? No, it's a great price for that monitor.
I've spent way more on horrible monitors.
Yeah. Yeah. The Acer makes good monitors, and the one I just got, the Nitro version, with the full HD, it's freaking awesome. I got the I didn't go get the top of the line, but I got like the, because you can't really broadcast certain, out of StreamYards, you can only go 1080. So 1080 is what I maxed out at, since I use StreamYards the most. But man, when you guys see the difference in the colors, like, do you see the difference in the black? You like realize, holy crap, everything else I was looking at was like a light black, kind of gray. You could see the white that was mixed in with it. And this is a whole new experience. It's real. It's really, it's hard to describe. You guys got to see it for yourself. That's why I'm asking
people that are a little colorblind, and then they get those glasses, and suddenly it's a whole new world.
Yeah, that's why I was asking if anybody else had switched to HDR color on their monitors and in their display settings. It is really cool. So maybe something you might want to look into. And I think it's a fairly inexpensive way to get like a good HD picture too. Like if you like want to enhance your colors, makes videos better.
Very cool. Heidi put something in a room with a view with her. Oh, the puppers. She sent, if you're in my Discord, you can go look. She sent pictures of her puppers in their Christmas gear. Oh, how cute. They got little like quilted coats and in a room with a view in my server.
A room. Oh, that's what that is for?
Aww. Yeah. That's for everybody to post their pictures of, whatever they want to. Oh, they're so cute.
Check them out.
They look cold though. They're like, yeah, we're out here, but we're not super.
Do you want to show it? We'll just describe it to you. Let me here.
Well, I mean, if they want to be part of the Discord, they can go join the Discord. You're saying everybody here is pretty much in my Discord. So
yeah, I'm gonna show it anyway live. We may have some people.
Well, you can do it, because if I do it, I go all wonky. My mic goes all weird if I open Discord.
She goes wonky. There they are. They're all bundled up.
They're so cute. So
very
cute.
Nice.
Look at the little faces.
Here's a video.
He's like within.
You're famous.
Oh, they're so cute.
Roof.
That one all the way on the left is a schnauzer, right? Like a schnauzer mix. I can't. I'm horrible with dog breeds. But yeah, he looked like I don't want to be out here.
That's your
Like, all
cousins.
right. Oh, there's one big happy family. I can't talk. My gummies didn't kick in yet, guys. I'm sorry.
Jacob.
Joe,
Whoa. What
what's
is
up?
going on,
Yes, in green
dude?
the schnauzer. Oh, so cute.
It is winning Saturday night, y'all. So
Oh,
we
they
go a
got a
little bit.
good mama.
We go a little bit overboard. Say hello to our long-term viewers.
By
What's up?
Grabthar's hammer, by the sons of Warvan, I shall avenge you.
Jacob's in the house.
I
All
think that's
right.
how that would play out in real life. I do.
I kind of do too.
I do. I do.
Oh
I can see
yeah,
Nerd
man.
being
I
like
love
that and Jacob just being like, give me the freaking thing.
it.
But that's why we love you guys, because you make us laugh. Hopefully we make you laugh. Maybe not tonight,
Even
but
more.
we will
Hopefully
eventually.
make you laugh
Gotta
more.
warm up.
Yep.
Gotta warm up.
So you guys ever wonder what winning reality really means? It's interesting to get some of the takes that people have. Like my old friend Wrestling Days.
What is winning reality? This sounds like some sort of self-help thing. Do you know what? You are perfect. You are brilliant. You are better than you think you are. And you come out of the room going, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. You are winning reality. Yeah, I am. Come on. Come on. Take on the world. That's what winning reality conjures up in my mind.
I love Days. He's awesome. He's so
hilarious.
awesome. He gets so excited over things.
Oh yeah, he's a great streamer. He's got it down. It's all he does. It's what he does. You know, that's what he does. He pretty much is 24/7. I mean, you know, because he's got wrestling and does wrestling in UFC, and so between 3-4 wrestling shows a week and then UFC stuff, he's busy. Then he does other things. He does his unseen videos. Where he gets stuff that you don't see on TV. He talks about it, and he's got a whole thing going on.
Stuff.
Yeah, he's got a whole thing going on. He said that's what he does.
He's really good though at describing what's going on, because he goes over the wrestling, guys, and he doesn't show you the video because he would get struck because WWE is like YouTube asshole. But he literally does like the old timey kind of like calling it as he sees it and everything else. And he just watching him, he gets so excited. He's always got that hat on. And he's so adorable because he's just like, oh my god, did you see that? No, of course you didn't. And I'm like, oh my god, like he's naturally funny in a quirky kind of way. I really enjoy him. I do. I really enjoy watching him with winning. Like he was what kind of I don't know, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like how I got into like the whole wrestling thing, like very incrementally. Like he smoothed the ride. He really did. He made it a lot easier for me to just like slide in sideways and be like, I haven't done this ever. And between winnings, you know, we're gonna watch this video so you learn about all the okay. And then his commentary was great. He's just so excited. Like you can't help but get excited with him. I love it. I love it. And he really he points out a lot of the things that you used to send him on Twitter for especially like the Uncle Howdy stuff. He gave you like a lot of credit for spotting stuff that nobody else spotted. I appreciate that.
You know, it was all fun.
Audience.
It was all fun. Let me see how we're gonna do this tonight. I think we're gonna. So we got 4 good news stories coming up. What is it? 4? Yeah, 4. Let me get the manual. Actually, I gotta move it first. And then we're gonna do like I said, I was gonna do some a kind of a new edition of songs about you. where I bring back some of the old ones. I kind of want to talk about that. We're gonna do a lot of music talk tonight because and cool things tonight. I got a really interesting ride for us just about the music industry itself and about some things.
Okay.
And then we're also going to look at some things that are going on right now and what they may be. So we might look into some UAP stuff or whatever. And then we'll have funny videos. So kind of cool things are going to be like, you'll look at some cool things, and we're going to look at some cool things that just are just out there. Like not everything's going to be some kind of like a robot or flying car. Even though it's supposed to be more than just that. So even though the intro kind of like leads you to believe that, but that intro will evolve over time, of course. So I think the way that it'll work tonight best is to do that. And so, guys, we're in for an action-packed night. I hope you're ready to rock and to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Whenever I'm ready is whenever we'll do it.
I like it when he's all centered on music. The other night, I tortured him for like 3 hours while he watched a game by just singing literally every song that popped into my head. I sang commercials. I sang the Muppet movie. I sang in Spanish. I sang in Italian. I sang in Portuguese and Latin. Any language that I had, that I had a handle on. And he's just sitting there quiet. And I was like, am I annoying you guys? Nope. Okay. Well, gotta try harder. Gotta try harder. You have the patience of a saint. I'm sorry. You do. That or he's got selective hearing and he just tunes me out.
It's an amazing gift. It's an amazing gift.
For somebody who doesn't like musicals, he lets me sing them to him like all the time. You might not watch them, but you've heard them. You've heard them. Off key.
T-Rex here yet? He's not even here yet.
I caught T-Rex.
Uh-oh. Do tell.
Hanging out in potentially criminals stream because I watched the stream. He'd already been over for like 6 or 7 hours or whatever. But I wanted, get like the skinny on the whole that Daniel Perry, is that what his name is?
Penny.
That one. But I wanted, to get the story, and he was doing it, and he usually just does a nice simple run through. So I was like, all right. And I'm looking, and all of a sudden I see a $10 super chat pop up, and I was like, hey, I know that dinosaur. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, oh, I see you, T-Rex. I see you.
Yep. And now we're going to see us sing us on in.
Yeah, we're here to spread the word, bringing joy and love to each and every nerve. Positive vibes, that's what we're all about. Gonna lift you up when you're feeling down. Every day we're gonna make it bright. Good news coming your way. You're gonna smile no matter the day. Good news, turning it around in this crazy world. It's the good news of the week. Oh, 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 oh.
The orange cat, who was accepted by a herd of capybaras at a Malaysian zoo, received his own signage earlier this year, making him an official honorary capybara. And he's so popular with both his capybara friends and the internet that he's the #1 fun story of the year. The cat's name is Oyen, and it's believed that he was orphaned as a young kitten, but he found his family in the capybara habitat at Zoo Negara, and he seems to think of himself as just another capybara. The capybaras have been equally accepting of Oyen, happily welcoming him into their herd. Oyen has been seen within the habitat for the past several years, and over time, he became
Like my
so
mother.
popular that many people would visit the zoo specifically to try to catch a glimpse of him. Because he's become such a beloved resident of the capybara family, he received his own official sign outside of the habitat. And now it's officially Oyen's home too. Zoo staff has indicated that both Oyen and the capybaras are happy and healthy and have no signs of distress. And although he has been occasionally spotted snacking on some leafy greens with his friends, Oyen is fed his own cat-friendly diet and he's well taken care of by the zoo. Chef Gary has been working 22-hour shifts at the biscuit factory, and some have urged the talented baker to step back and take a break. But despite the long hours and physically demanding job requirements, Gary says she's nothing but grateful for the millions of orders that she's received. Gary, who is affectionately named after SpongeBob's pet snail, is actually a second-generation chef and inherited the small business from her older sibling Charles. Charles, a skilled biscuit master himself, instilled an intense work ethic in Gary, and since inheriting the business, she's expanded the menu to homemade pizza, cookies, muffins, and even
Hey, what's
soft
up, Snafu?
pretzels. But still, some customers are asking, is Gary simply baking too many biscuits? Even on her days off, Gary can't help but practice her craft. And she's up each morning at the break of dawn to get started on orders. Gary insists that there's nothing she'd rather be doing than kneading dough until her chef hat falls off. And she's fully prepared for a
Gary's
very
a
busy
girl. Who
holiday
knew?
season at Chef Gary's Bakery. Lala the cat is a very talented voice actor for a game called Stray, and she's not the only cat that helped create the game. In Stray, you play as a cat, and when it was released in summer of 2022, people started commenting on the wide range of realistic cat noises that exist throughout the game. People even shared that because of this, their own cats loved watching them play, and they posted videos of their cats with the hashtag #CatsWatchingStray. The creators of the game then
Wait,
revealed that Lala was the talent behind all of the meows, purrs, and growls, not only for the main cat character, but also for all of the other cat characters throughout the game. And one of the most popular features of Stray is the designated meow button that allows players to make the main cat protagonist meow at any time. So Lala's hard work really shines
Nice,
during
Heidi.
gameplay. And she wasn't the only cat that helped bring Stray's cats to life. The ginger protagonist's image was inspired by Murtaugh, who was once a real-life stray and now lives with one of the game's producers. Oscar, the Sphinx cat, who belongs to the game's animator, helped with modeling various movements and jumps to make the game's animation more realistic. And Jun was present in the studio every day, acting as a general manager and helping inspire various cat characters' personalities. The cats have not had the fame and success go to their heads, and all are reportedly still behaving like normal house cats. Stray is available on PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Windows, and a Mac OS version is currently in the works.
There you go. Straight
Aw,
is.
I feel like I need that game in my life.
Right?
What do you think, Snips? You want me to buy you a video game for Christmas? She's like, no, I just want treats.
Well, it's always good news when we're watching the establishment lose it. Quite a fun week of that. Here's a highlight for us to enjoy.
With the election now almost a month behind us and Christmas rapidly approaching, we may be entering into a slow news cycle. But thankfully, every day now, the Democrats are going to get more and more miserable, with Inauguration Day, January 20th, also just around the corner. Thankfully, for our enjoyment, the Senate Democrat leadership came out and faced the cameras.
Here we are.
Like a nursing home.
Okay, he said, here we are. Should we give a thumbs up? And then Amy Klobuchar, forcing her fake smile, says, no, we shouldn't. Donald Trump broke them. But it wasn't just Donald Trump. We do owe Joe Biden a thanks for the October surprise gift that he gave us by calling us all garbage and then pardoning his crackhead son, because now that's the only thing that these clowns are asked about.
Questions? Yes, Bolton.
Do you agree with some of your Democrat colleagues who say that President Biden's pardon of Hunter Biden was wrong or unwise, puts personal interest ahead of duty?
I got nothing for you on that.
Can I follow up on that?
You got nothing for
I
anybody.
have a second question. Can I follow up on that?
Can I follow up with the thing you have nothing for?
Concerned with lack of transparency, lack of honesty around Biden's decision to pardon?
As I said, I got nothing for you on
Follow up
that.
too?
Nope. Gonna s-
That pardoning anyone on the way out of office.
The third question is also about the pardon.
Gonna s-
That pardoning anyone on the way out of office, family members, sets a poor precedent.
Thank you. I've got nothing for you on that.
But the question is, they talked about January 6th pardons. This is a playbook for incoming. Is it this is a problem. Did he not establish a bad precedent for pardons?
I got nothing for you on that. Any other subjects?
Okay, change
Nope.
my mind.
No.
Press conference
Nope.
is canceled. I'm not going to show you the compilation of cringe Jean-Pierre lying repeatedly, saying that Joe Biden was not going to pardon Hunter. If you missed my previous videos, definitely go and check them out. Also, the compilation of the mainstream media mockingbirds proudly assuring the American people that Joe Biden is the embodiment of law and order, and he would never do such a thing, which makes this whole thing that much better because their reputation and their ratings are already in the trash, and this is just the icing on the cake. Donald Trump's not even going to be the president again for another month and a half, but he already broke the media and the Democrats. Some of them don't want to talk about it. Some of them are extremely disappointed, but then others are in denial that Joe Biden was lying to the American people.
I mean, you can defend it, but wasn't it a lie that he was not going to pardon him?
No, I believe the circumstances have changed.
Yeah.
I think that we now have a president
Yep.
coming into office who's talking about firing squads, who's talking about running people around the country and making sure that everyone who's his enemy is going to be punished.
I mean, the lady looks so credible.
She's so
doesn't
full of
she?
shit.
Frantic and distraught. Yeah,
Democrat
that's his
Congressman
selling point.
Jamal Fire Alarm Bowman is also in that camp that
Fire
Joe Biden
alarm.
didn't lie to the American people
The
at
old
all.
fire alarm guy.
Why are we saying he's
tape-
lying when the context has changed?
He did lie.
This is
He's gonna get up and go pull the fire alarm again.
this is
I
new
don't.
context.
Hold on.
What's the new
Hold on.
context?
I don't understand.
President Trump.
So what?
You don't understand.
What do you mean?
I
So
don't know.
what?
I
He's
do.
already convicted.
President Trump-
Trials have
President
already occurred.
But President Trump, right? But President Trump, but President Trump, right?
God.
Even the host of the show, this diversity hire, whose name is not important, who replaced Don Lemon after he got fired, is admitting that old Joe lied. But those with stage 4 Trump derangement syndrome, like the old
Stage
bags
4.
of you, insist that Joe Biden has to undermine democracy in order to save democracy.
If it's
Yeah.
good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Yeah.
He is the
You have
president
to pass it to see what's in it.
of the United
I want to know
States.
why
And
she's
it is
modeling
his
Battlestar
right.
Galactica all the time.
And he doesn't have to explain to anybody. This is his right as president. He can pardon, if he wants to pardon Bozo the Clown, he can pardon Bozo the Clown.
Then don't say shit when Trump does it.
You know, that's the thing I was thinking about. Like, I wanted to take everything that was said when Trump did his pardons and take it and put this take when Joe Biden does his pardons and mix it back to that, and then mix everything that was said back when Trump did his pardons up front to the Joe Biden stuff, and it switched their spots, right? So everything comes out like she would be saying that about Trump, and then what she was saying about Trump, she'd be saying about Biden, just to show the hypocrisy, you know.
So I'm not sure why people are clutching their pearls while the left is clutching
You're not sure. I'm
their
sure
pearls.
you're not
Because
sure.
did y'all forget?
Did y'all forget that Donald Trump won the election? No, we
Right.
didn't. We're going to rub it in your face every day. Sadly, Bill Maher's Trump derangement syndrome only went into remission for a few weeks. It looked like he was on his way to a possible recovery, but then this happened.
I'm my pants.
It's hard to believe.
I mean, I may quit because I don't want to do another. I did
should.
Trump. I
just quit. I mean, no, honestly, just quit. It's a good idea. You're multimillionaire.
Yeah.
You don't need to stress. Nobody's listening to you. You're kind of a joke now. And you might, what are you doing it for? What are you showing up for? Really? If your job was just to try to keep Trump from winning, you lost.
He's not even remotely.
I did
funny
all
anymore.
the Trump
Yeah. I mean, it's pathetic.
stuff before anybody.
Just
I
quit.
called him a con man before anybody.
I did anything. I short sheeted his bed.
He's a mafia
Yeah.
boss. I was the one who said he wasn't going to concede the election. I've done it. I've seen this.
Well, then how come he's so hostile to Jimmy Kimmel and not to you?
He's very hostile to me.
Is he?
Tweets about
He
me
loves
every
you.
week.
Oh, really?
Nah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, this
Imagine
commie
whining
bitch,
about quitting
please.
your show because Donald Trump has
It took
tweeted
me a
about
minute
you.
to realize that was Jane
But they're still
Fonda.
fuming about Donald Trump's cabinet
Yeah.
picks. And this clown on MSNBC
I didn't know
may
who
have
it
just
was.
coined one of the greatest new
That's
terms
Jane
to
Fonda.
describe us.
And Kash Patel is a guy who is really the
Yeah,
pure
bring on the
distillation of MAGA
Cash only.
energy. He is a loyalist to the end of Donald Trump. His entire being,
Cash
his
only.
entire public persona, his entire life has been run in the last decade or so in support of Donald Trump and attacking his
Good.
perceived enemies, as you said, and perpetuating conspiracy theories. The job of FBI director
turned
is
out to be
deadly
true.
serious because their work is deadly
Oh,
serious.
deadly
That's why we need
serious,
someone
yeah.
who's a pure distillation of MAGA energy. With the pendulum finally starting to swing back
Yep.
the other
Ugh.
way,
Oh my
the
God.
focus
This guy.
now retreating and the rise of the right. That is another reason why Joy Reid over at MSNBC is angry.
We are seeing a global trend of the far right surging.
Yeah.
It isn't just happening here. But let's bring you back to the U.S. and to our local gangster, Donald Trump. He's not even president yet, and he's already spending his time sitting in his golden palace, Mar-a-Lago, muscling other countries like he's Tony Soprano with a social media site.
Yes.
Doing things
Stop,
like
I already
reportedly
voted for him. I
debating whether
can't
or
vote
not to
again.
invade Mexico, threatening BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa with 100% tariffs if they don't commit to trading in dollars and not their own currencies.
Imagine being upset at the future president of the United States trying to keep the dollar as the world's reserve currency. I mean, what's next? Is she going to have a meltdown over Donald Trump joking about taking over Canada? Oh, wait, what's this?
Even reportedly threatening Canada. According to Fox, when Canadian
Somebody
Prime
needs
Minister
to.
Justin Trudeau went to Mar-a-Lago this weekend to try to talk Trump out of his 25% tariff threat, Trump apparently suggested that if Canada can't handle the tariffs, they should just become the 51st state. Just become the 51st state instead and allow Trudeau to be reduced to governor of the state of Canada, which caused the
That's
Prime
good.
Minister and others to laugh nervously.
It was a joke, lady, but because
Hey, what's
they're
about
having a
this?
total meltdown, Donald
Annoy
Trump
Jane,
decided
yeah.
to troll them even further by
Right?
posting this meme on Truth Social, captioned,
Nice.
"Oh Canada," which is the Canadian national anthem. Believe it or not, this liberal on TikTok has the right
Uh-oh.
idea about what we should do to try to solve the conflicts that we're having between Republicans and Democrats.
Should come as no surprise to you at this point that I am not interested in any way, shape, or form of being attached, connected to, friends with, whatever you want to call it, with anyone. I don't care if we have history together, even if it's good history together. I don't care to be friends with anyone that was a Trump voter or that is a MAGA sympathizer, a far-right
You're
enabler,
insecure.
or that decided to sit this one out. Sorry, not sorry. We can't be friends anymore.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Because
Oh,
any
you're
normal
sorry.
person who became friends with you obviously
Yeah.
made a terrible mistake.
Mhm.
And it'll be a mistake if you don't order your
Yeah,
Christmas.
and you'll enjoy your toxic community greatly. You'll enjoy that.
Just so you know,
being
I'm in
around other
super
people as angry
snarky
as you.
mode, babe.
Snark it up, snarker.
I'm just saying. So anything can come.
It is
flying
Saturday
out of my
night.
mouth.
A little bit of snark.
I know.
Anything could come flying out of your mouth. Uh-oh. Look out.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the
Hey,
abundant
Enya Myers, how
hypocrisy
you
of the
doing?
left.
Good to
Oh
see
boy,
ya.
it seems like it's really happening. The Trump curse or the Trump effect, whatever you want to call it.
Take care,
Well, it
Kenny.
seems
Have
to
a
be
good one,
hitting
buddy.
some
Bye,
sort
Kenny.
of peak.
Come
The
on back
woke
if you get
celebrity activist brigade is falling apart. What used to be an easy grift to make money? Remember when all a celebrity or comedian had to do to get their name in the spotlight was pull a De Niro?
The guy is a total monster. He's so.
I want to punch him in his face.
There's another guy who's ruined his career. It's all over.
Look at the lame, inane things that he said. He's so
All right.
stupid. He
Well, it's
can't
good
even
to
say
see you.
anything clever or smooth.
He's not full Italian. We don't claim him.
Essentially changing your identity to becoming anti-Trump was the latest grift, the lowest hanging fruit, and so many people took advantage. But it seems like that fruit that was once so blissful is over-ripened, and at this point it's sour, and what does that mean? That essentially is a metaphor for it's backfire time, baby. And now all the gaslighting, propaganda-pushing weirdos have been hit with total defeat and reputational collapse. In other words, the Trump curse is in full effect. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that with a couple stories here involving some of the most infamous left-wing celebrities. And then let's talk about this general trend, this cultural trend that I think I'm probably going to be focused on for at least the next 12 months. Let's get into what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so first question here. Could this possibly be the resurgence of the Trump curse? We all remember this report, right? Ellen DeGeneres and actress wife
Thanks,
Portia
honey.
de Rossi moved to the UK to, quote,
fun.
never come back to the US. They've escaped the threat of Trump authoritarianism. Well, here's a little update on how it's going for Ellen DeGeneres, the queen of nice. Ellen DeGeneres' UK home is flooded days after move, motivated by Trump's election victory. You know, not
God
to
is
celebrate
good.
someone's murder.
God is good.
Certainly does feel reminiscent of the Trump curse now, does it? It feels like the woke anti-Trumpsters, at this point becoming recluse, crawling back under the rocks from which they came, only to wallow in their own misery. In other words, they've faced complete reputation collapse, and the grift no longer works. And of course, it's not just Ellen DeGeneres. It seems as though another woke activist legend has decided to call it quits. Another woke
Ellen
legend
DeGeneres.
bites the dust, at least on X that is, as Hollywood actress and Democratic activist Alyssa Milano now joins Robert Reiner in deleting her X account and leaving the platform. This Hollywood political charade has officially collapsed. The quote-unquote resistance has collapsed under the weight of its own hypocrisy, its own failure. And it's not exclusively the loudmouth celebrities on X. It's even those at the top of the Democrat Party celebrity pyramid. People like George Clooney and Barack Obama, who seem to be seething in silence in the background. It seems they also see the writing on the wall as reports like this are now dropping. George Clooney is furious with Obama for pressuring him to push Biden's dropout prior to election, according to this report. Actor and prominent Democrat donor George Clooney is reportedly angered by the backlash following Vice President Kamala Harris's defeat in the 2024 presidential election. Clooney allegedly feels he has been unfairly blamed for the outcome after being pressured by former President Barack Obama to lobby for Harris as the Democratic nominee, according to RadarOnline.com. Yeah, get a load of this. He feels unfairly blamed for the thing that he literally did and went horribly wrong, and therefore he should be blamed for. But they're turning on each other, folks. It's a full-blown Hollywood meltdown. You got a couple celebrities here trying to push the grift, like Super Genius over here, Ronnie Chang from The Daily Show, who went on Jimmy Kimmel's show to say that Trump voters are effing morons. Wow, so cool, so edgy. When you got irrelevant DEI hire comedians with downward spiraling careers pushing the Trump grift to get attention, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, you know, it's pretty much over for the wokesters. I mean, you got foreign leaders already meeting up with Trump, and he's not even president yet, essentially flying down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. You got big shot Democrats,
Among other
big
things.
major Democrat cities caving in and cooperating with Donald Trump's deportation program already. You can tell just how this woke backlash has put the celebrity class and Democrat elite into a corner. It's a cultural shellacking, the likes of which hasn't been seen in a very long time. Their ideology is completely backfiring. Their networks are collapsing. Their celebrity minions are retreating in shame and disgrace. And meanwhile, on the other side, you got millions of people just doing the Trump dance.
Countries all around the world doing that dance. I love it. Watch the music. See, you trained me well.
I don't know how do people get away with playing this stuff.
I don't know.
I guess they must. It's to feel
never
like I
do.
do.
And greatness is about to be unleashed and people
Never
can feel
do.
it. Meanwhile, the Democrats, well, they essentially at this point, I think, need to rebuild their party or rebrand their image. And don't just take it from me. Democrats are saying that themselves.
Complete reset. I mean, we need a rebrand. I think you and I have been talking about this since 2016. Like, our brand is toxic in so many places. And it's like, you're a Democrat? Like, that's the stuff we get, like, in Ohio. And so
You're
it
a
needs
bunch
we
of
need a
liars.
reboot. We need a complete reboot with the
Yeah, you
DNC.
represent
We
the,
need a complete
bunch of
rebranding. We got to get back established in
Goodies.
our values.
Like-
We need
What
that.
does
We want
it
that
mean
here.
to
I don't
be
want
a
to say the
Democrat?
word.
People want to trust us. They don't want to go to Donald Trump. I'm telling
No,
you,
they
the middle of
don't
the
want
road,
to trust you.
people are like holding their nose to vote for him, but we did
The
not
brain-
give them enough. Like,
brainwash people. They, yeah,
we're
they don't want to
reindustrializing.
people.
You know, we're
Count,
talking
count,
about
Hello,
American
Count.
competitiveness. We're moderate on things like natural gas in Western PA, which ended up being a big issue that we can't even be for natural gas displacing
Yeah, but you know
coal.
what? It's the rest of your.
We're in a huge fight with the crypto
That's
industry.
my half of
Like,
the
what are we
state.
doing?
Shut up.
Why would we be
Because
in
you
a
wanna
fight with the
control
crypto
everything.
industry
Crack
right now?
away.
We've got to get back to the bread and butter policies of we are the
That
party
way,
of
then
the
we
middle
can get our
class.
power
You can
back,
just
and we can
feel
screw
how
everybody over again and start
decisive this
profiting
victory
off
really
them.
was. And just
Yeah,
how sad and
take it.
defeated the left is. You can
They're
feel
all
it
just
in the
crying
air
about it.
that
There's
the
no
Trump era isn't just
Democrats.
coming. No, it might already be
Only to-
here.
only to
People
show what we
everywhere are
can
waking
do.
up, literally dancing in
pointing left.
celebration of the triumph of
Nothing
truth
left.
and
And
justice
one thing
over the
to continue
leftist
to do.
tyranny
Nothing there.
that tore us apart and took the country to the brink.
Nothing.
You know, it's not just about one election. It's truthfully about a cultural and political revolution, hopefully ushering in a new era defined by freedom, strength, and unapologetic patriotism. In other words, the globalists' worst nightmare. It feels like a movement really propelled by Donald Trump that doesn't just win at the ballot box, but transforms the entire landscape of American culture. You know, all these little tidbits and everything that we're seeing and the potential on the horizon here with something like a figure like Elon Musk and Donald Trump partnering up together, it feels like we might be at a significant historical moment where the nation is led to a new path. And they tried so hard to stop it from happening. I mean, they threw everything at Donald Trump, but they failed. And now the resistance is over. The celebrities, the media, the corrupt politicians, they've all essentially exposed themselves. Humiliating defeat. And they've now been rendered irrelevant, hopefully fading into obscurity. And what's left standing here, in my view, is a stronger and more united country ready to possibly usher in a golden age of American greatness. The dividers, the attention seekers, the grifters, they had their little moment there, their 15 minutes of fame. But it seems like it's all come to an end. The fake activist Hollywood grift is over. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Let's see. I think I got one more.
The Democrats
we're going to talk about, you guys have heard me say this before, about
we can pretty much have a
difference
lock
between-
on the presidency for the next 20 years. I think they're finally realizing that. They're like, oh shit. Like, because once they lost the brass ring, it was like, we got a 20-year future if we do it right. Minimum.
Well, if we do it right, we can have a point where we just have Americanism, and that's what we need. All these partyisms seem to divide people. Americanism brings people together, and wherever that is where people are going to want to go. So, I've always said, I think most people would agree, you can't, you don't want to have one party running the place. You don't want to have two parties running the place. You get too many parties, nobody's got, you'll just form coalitions and end up on one side or the other again. Like, it seems like two-party system is there, one to be corrupt and one to fight it. And maybe that's the only paradigm there really is. I've always said there's only the establishment and the anti-establishment. When the establishment's corrupt, the anti-establishment fighting to reform it, and vice versa. So, it just depends on where the honesty, morality, integrity, where that is. That's where at least we want to be. But how do you form that into something? I mean, originally we weren't supposed to have parties. We were supposed to have individuals that ran on ideas, and we're supposed to be within the Constitution.
Policies.
Right. Now we have parties and one of them is outside the ideology of America, at its core basis. And they just forget that. They just, they wash right over that. Then people have been so used to it for so long, they think that it's actually the things they stand for are actually American ideologies. They're not. We have to get back to what it is. And then when we get back to what it should be, an uncorrupted version of the Constitution, right, unsubverted, then we can have individuals run where the baseline is the Constitution. The baseline is the kind of things that America First and MAGA stand for. And then they can run on basically best leadership, right? Who could be the most effective? And that's really what I think the president and Congress and, Congress and the House are supposed to be for service purposes, right? To do your service, and the president for leadership, and the Supreme Court for law and all that. But if we have several generations of Americanism and we can block out Marxism, we can just have people run individually. We know that they're going to baseline run on the structure within the structure of the government. Right now, we're fighting people that want to go outside the Constitution, outside the Bill of Rights, override it, give away our sovereignty to a globalist agenda. And that completely changes the scope of things. And then you have to have these parties, and you have to have these factions. I think there's a chance, if we do things right in the next several generations, to do away with parties. And I think that would be a good thing.
It'd be great to switch loyalty, right? Like switch from labels to values.
As you can see at its very worst, you have the false left right paradigm. Or you have the establishment running both sides like a WWE match, right? And you brainwash generations of people into believing one thing about this party and one thing about that party, and not seeing what the truth is about either. And so, then you have to have generations of revolution and reformation in order to work that out. So I don't know. I think Jacob probably agrees with me too. See, that's just goes back to parties. Okay, well, they're Republicans, so they'll find a way to fuck it up. It's just like, no, it's like that's the neocon Republicans, right? And if we get rid of those guys, we get people like the new school, right? The America First, quote unquote, Republicans. We can get back to, I just want the Americanism, just Americans, right? I mean, literally, you could just call it Americanism and Americans fighting against a corrupted globalist establishment. I mean, you start breaking your paradigms down, right? And you get rid of these fucking labels. Like, the only reason we're in the Republican Party, well, Republicans were supposed to stand for the Republic, right? And so we're actually bringing the true nature of the party back to where it's supposed to be. The neocons for our entire life, and it may take a lot of freaking work to melt this out of people's brains, right? No matter how awake they are, is that the neocons never represented the Republican Party. They never represented what the Republican Party stood for. They never did it. They were there to subvert it and to smear it, and that's it. And then at the end of the day, we don't need parties. We need people that can lead the country the way it's supposed to be led, within the confines of the Constitution, not trying to inflate the government, not trying to work on party politics. And I think that, I'd like to see this parties go away and just you run on the American ticket. And then there's a new way of getting to that point where you can, rise to the point of getting a nomination, right? And we'll get this party, that party, this party, that party. Maybe the evil subverters will find another way to screw that up too. And maybe that's why we can never get out of a two-party system. Maybe we need like a gutter party, or like a pit, bottomless pit of hell party, just to throw all the people with evil ideas into, so we know not to be like them. And maybe that's what the Democrats can do for us now, because I can't see any use for them. There's no what about their party or their platform or anything is any good to America. All they've done is screw us over, screw us up, and lie to us and abuse us. I'm not about to sit in back of an abusive party like that. And since we've got the neocons and the rhinos on the run, I'm done with this going back to the old way. We still have some people that we have to get out. We still got people like Lindsey Graham and other people that are retiring and aging out. They're going to be gone. They'll be gone within our lifetime. We'll get rid of them. I get it. There's still some bad actors in there we have to get rid of who are still playing around, right? Let's see what the next 4 years look like. And hopefully we'll get it done. And if we don't get it done by then, hopefully it's 4 years after that. It should be. And we always have to watch for people like that to come back in and try to. I'm going off, but I'm just saying. I'm just yeah, I'm tired of living in the past and in the past labels and the past ideas, right? So now's a chance to move forward. Democratic Party is just a party of bad ideas, a party of subversion and corruption, and they can just stand there as a flag for everything that's wrong in this world, right? And then we just know we don't want to ever be like that, so we'll always vote against it. And hopefully we stay based on the America First side, even if it's have to be under the Republican Party or whatever. People have a bad taste because of what neocon did to the party. That's fine. I mean, you should probably realize that those days are over, but if you can't get rid of it, that's fine too, because I don't, at the end of the day, think parties are that great personally. I just don't want I just try to work out a way for it to work and stay working without it, the structure we have right now. So, a lot of that's just me working it out in the open. Let's see, if it's completely dismantled the entire federal government. It's like China and Russia wouldn't take over when that happened. 50 independent countries, completely decentralized. Yeah, we have to uncorrupt the world to get to that dream. That you can't have a world the way it is right now and think that this is going to work. This is a pie in the sky ideal thing. It's a good goal to shoot for. Like in the long run, that's probably a pretty damn good idea. I just with as much corruption and power as there is in the world, the globalists don't just do shit here; they do shit everywhere. They're subverting every country, they're subverting every sovereign nation, and they're gathering in forces and armies. And they can snap that together with their fingers, like we do with NATO. So we'll see. We'll see. But I don't know that we could, with the way the state of the world, the way that we are right now, I don't know that we could just totally do that tomorrow, right? That's again a generational goal, right? You have to think, okay, and within 3-4 generations, I want it like this. So how am I going to get it that way? That's the way you work into something like that, and it would have to be like being able to cooperate in this close of range, so without becoming a European Union or something, which we already kind of they're kind of like a mini United States, right? Yeah, I hope not. I sure hope not. They're sure trying to at least subvert minds, but right now, speaking of China, I think I had a bit about this in here. China is having their own issues inside with their current generation. Generationally, someone's like, "Hey, we're gonna stop giving a fuck. Like, let it burn, let it rot." Is the ideology of the new generation of Chinese youth. They can care less. They're like, "And you need us because you don't have enough of us." They got him. They got him. They got him. Pretty much got him. So let's see what happens in China. Like, if we could work on the younger generation and put the ideas of Americanism in there, maybe they'll oust the Communist Party as it is. Then who's left? It's still the Marxist ideology that ends up festering in places and ends up corrupting places, you know. And that all comes down to resisting the ideology itself. That's on a mental level, individual mental level. So, and then I don't know, so much to think about. This is the kind of conversations I'd love to get into sometimes with people. We don't seem to have a lot of time to do that on the shows right now. We're either covering this or doing that or doing that. I'd like to get down to the granular level troubleshooting and problem solving and long-term planning. I mean, that stuff's fun for me. That stuff and like thinking about like way bigger picture stuff, like, outside the outer veils. Shelly and I had a conversation about that the other night, but it was like, when you actually realize the generational effect of things, right? And she was kind of tracing back her own generations and then up to her kids. I said, well, keep going, keep going. Now your kids. So what's that going to be like? And, it was starting to make sense to her. I was like, this is the way it works, right? They know that within so many generations, you're going to be in this kind of state of mind where you got women now voluntarily, sterilizing themselves and shaving their heads and becoming ambiguous and anti-family. It's just like this demoralization process. We see this change in human behavior. These are the kind of conversations I have not found a place to have yet, but I more than have the capabilities of it. I bring like half of it to the show of how far down the rabbit hole I can go on some of these things outside of the veils, right? Getting all the way to the battle between good and evil and why does it exist and how does it what is its meaning, right? When you start to understand the meaning of that, you start to understand the true nature of reality and the true purpose of life, what happens after death, things like that. These are the biggest questions out there, and nobody actually sits around and talks about them. I love having conversations like that with people, and just getting on a roll and letting all of it fly and see who catches on or who has something to add and all that, who could stick with it. But it's the highest level of trying to problem solve and troubleshoot when you get outside the outer, get into those outer veils and try to figure out what the hell's really going on. Putting history into a small little package here and thinking very universally about things. So I don't know. I'll try to find a way. Maybe that'll happen someday. I can get to that point where I can do it. But anyways, yeah. So parties, smarties. This is Doug TeNapel. He's a cool guy.
Being a hard, crazy leftist and a mere normal Democrat leftist, there are differences and they're shaking themselves out in this post-election. Jon Stewart is someone who is a man of the left, but he's not so crazy that he's willing to lie even after he's been caught or continue down the path of a lie when he realizes it's a lie. He's not going to keep going down it. I think to that end, he's a more honest comedian than many of them on the left. Welcome to the Doug TeNapel channel. I'm Doug TeNapel. This is where the happy patriots continue to celebrate Trump's massive win. And very weird, Jon Stewart is here. He could be ripping on Trump. There's almost nothing they can say against Trump at this point. First of all, they're saying it also against the people. But let's give him some words first.
Joe and Mika going down there might be one of my favorite. When they had to come out and go, and so we did. Like, they spent the year going, this man will destroy all that you hold dear.
So he's a comedian and he's mocking the left. That's something we don't usually see. It certainly isn't something that you see from a zealot. If he was a zealot, it would be defend that old narrative as long as you can, hold on to it, and then attack the other side. Just keep going after Trump, orange man bad. And he's not. A whole bunch of people on the left are turning in greater and greater numbers against what the Democrats just did, saying we can't keep doing that. That's not a winning path. Whatever it is, we're going to call it out for what it is. So James Carville's doing it. Bill Maher does it. So lots of comedians, lots of people. But that
Winning
one
helped make
on
everything
Joe
better.
and Mika are still doubling down on the lie. They are lying to their audience. And that's why we call them out. Jon Stewart is telling the truth, and Mika and Joe are still lying.
He is a Hitler Mussolini cocktail mix. And we must also, literally 1 week later, they're like, so we have lunch, a light lunch.
Oh, and the girls are laughing. All these same people that were like, Trump is Hitler, Trump is a fascist. Even Bill Maher says, Trump's not going to, he just doesn't believe Trump's going to leave office. You lied to yourself, or you believed something wrong or whatever. I'm trying to give you as much room to be wrong as you can. Now you see Trump has not changed. So what changed? Oh, he won an election. And the people saw through all of the left's garbage and said, whatever you were trying to do to get him not to win, it didn't work. And so now comes a new form of pragmatism on the left where they go, well, if that didn't work, I guess we have to join him to have proximity to power. Joe and Mika go, I guess we better go suck up to him and pretend like he's dumb and think that he has a very short memory and he'll just forget what we said. And though he hasn't changed, the same guy that we said was a fascist, he hasn't changed. We have changed. Now we're admitting we're going to go hang with him, okay? They would not hang with a fascist. I don't care who, maybe Joe and Mika would, but let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and say they're not going to go hang out with Hitler. They're calling out their own lie and admitting that they were liars before in going to hang out with them. They're demonstrating what they really think of Trump, and they should have said it about Trump before he won. I don't know if they're capable of doing that.
I get the watercress salad, and Joey. He loves shrimp fra diavolo. So and the Mar-a-Lago shrimp fra diavolo is delicious. I thought that was one of the more remarkable.
And I'm happy that they went to Mar-a-Lago, Joe and Mika did, because even to Jon Stewart, he's going, this is one of the more remarkable. In the first clip, he said, this is my favorite moment. So it is funny and delicious to watch because we can all learn from fakers. And by the way, the same kind of thing might have happened against Trump if he lost. If he lost, everyone would be going, Kamala Harris is the way, and Trump, everything he stood for was wrong. That's why he lost. He lost because he picked J.D. Vance as a vice president. So now no one believes he's any good. And he lost because he said he was for tariffs, because he said he was for shutting down the border, because he said he was for lowering the price of foods. They'd all be going, now we all know that Kamala was right, that you raise taxes, that you leave the border open, that you perform trans surgeries on illegals in prison and stuff. They'd all be doing the same thing. That's what a follower does. The lesson here is don't be a follower. Be like Jon Stewart. We got to call out our own side, and then it's extra delicious to call out the other side. But Jon Stewart is not a follower, and he's not a mere pragmatist.
But it shows the performative nature of so much of all of this shit, which is, again, when you talk about credibility, like,
yeah, and I think he's a true skeptic. A lot of skeptics, they won't even buy their own side. I actually think Bill Maher's a little bit of a skeptic too. I also see it in Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur, the ones that are turning against the left, and Carville going, whatever that was a performance.
Why?
And that was wrong. And that's where
People
Jon Stewart, you can
changing
tell
their
he's just
minds.
disgusted by what his side did. Yes, that's your party. And yes,
We
that's
can
your
finally
candidate.
see it
Love to hear
a
if you
little bit,
voted for
at least.
Trump or not to
A
show that
little
you're
bit.
really an honest vendor of some kind. But maybe he doesn't have to promote Trump. But at the very least, don't carry the water of the liars in your party. I won't do it. And I'm telling you guys, I hope, of course, you guys won't do it. We, on this side, you guys have heard me criticize Trump on his life issue and on being a light on traditional marriage and all that. I can vote for the guy easy. And I also have no problem with criticizing him if he does something wrong. It's just very rare that I see him do something wrong. I'm Doug. In exile.
Go, Doug.
Breaking
All right.
news, MSNBC has hit rock.
We're not doing this, sir. All right. That was it. All right. We did it. Let me what's this up with? All right. Woo. Here we go. Shelly, you can now laugh on air.
Oh no, I stopped laughing.
Okay. Welcome back to the show. Here we go.
I've been
so,
Songs about you. Songs about you. These are songs just about you. You never know what you're gonna get. It's time for songs about you. Songs about you. Songs about you. These are songs just about you.
all right. Songs about you. You know, it was about a year ago. Let me see. I got to go all the way back. Let me just pull this up. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. All the way back to the beginning. Let's see. All the way back to the very first song I ever made on Suno. Like, now, in case you guys don't know, I know other people have done this, right? But I was actually the first one to actually pull this out and start doing it in this format way back when, because I was right there the day it came out. So it's like can't really do it. Yeah, let's see. Let's go. Is this the very, very end of the library? December 12th, 2023. All right. Yeah, there we go. So December 12th, 2023, it's almost been a year, right? Oh, coming up on a year. So yeah, that's when I started doing this, right? And then I decided to come out and do I made Shelly's song right there. And I started making some for T-Rex, and he's not here, so he doesn't get to hear any of his. And then I was like, you know what? We're just gonna go and we're gonna do songs about the crowds. People in the crowd, I would make songs for them, right? And this has you see, it goes all the way through. Like these are people that were hanging around. Just December 6th. Well, hold on a second. Maybe I didn't go all the way back, or I thought I did. Why is this like? Wait, is it the top? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, December 6th. There we go. Okay, so December 6th. Yeah, it has been exactly a year. So this is the year anniversary of Songs About You. And so yeah, I'd spend part of this show Winning Saturday Night, and we would pick people out in the crowd, and then we'd make songs about them, and it was a lot of fun. And then I did like a rebranded kind of version of it where I got a wheel and we'd spin it around, because after we got everybody one song, I was like, well, what are we gonna do now? We got to start putting tie pucks together. And so as you can see here, there's Rabbit, who was around, and I wrote a really great song about Rabbit. And Rabbit has been a supporter of the channel for a long time, and she's not around that much anymore. But I think she lurks and listens. And so we're gonna relive some of these older songs, and I went ahead and remastered and updated the Rabbit song, which I'm gonna play for you guys right now. I was like looking in this, and I was going through these, and I was like, look, there's the funny videos song I made like a long time ago. I do things and then other people do them, and that's awesome. I'm happy I inspire so much creativity. There are like I was like one of the first people to have intros to shows, right? And then I do intros for guests, and you guys know if you've been around, like all Winning Saturday Night from last year was basically I do guests, and then I do like a couple shows like this, and I do guests, and I have a special guest on, and we do an interview, right? And so for each one of those guests, I make them their own personalized interview or intro, and a lot of them were off skits or off different bits from movies and whatnot, which is really cool. But I try to find something that kind of personified the guests, put a lot of thought into it, a lot of creativity into it. I didn't just like let the AI do it. I would just put some thought into it. Some of these are more like, okay, let me put in a few things to give the AI a few things and let it run with it. And then now today with my songs, those are real songs. Like those are really songs that I wrote over the past 30 years, right? I mean, depending on which songs they are. And now they're just put to new music, but they're actually real songs. And it's not some kind of fabricated BS, right? Because songwriting is something I don't think that any AI knows how to do very well. Like, because you have to put, you have to songwriting is, I don't know that they'll ever be able to write songs as well as human beings. I really don't. They can probably write music as well and play music as well, but I don't think they'll ever write songs as good. So you can see here, I got a lot of people. Look, there's a Kaiser Pineapple from like December 9th, 2023. There's Jessica Reloaded. My name is Rose. All kinds of people from just like way back. Anybody else from here in there? I may be small. This is nerd. I may be small, but my voice is strong. All right. Let's see. Well, fella, yeah, we tried really hard to get him a song going. Sometimes it worked. Oh, look, there's Jacob Peets, right?
Oh, his intro.
Yeah. I think this is the one we liked. This is the old version. This is like V2 stuff. V2 versions of, now it's V4, just to let you know how far Suno has come. But I'm gonna play some stuff for you. There's another one in here I wanted to show you. From where was it at? It goes right around here. Oh, look. There's a song for Shizzy that Shizzy had never seen this before, and I showed it to him. I wrote a song about him too. We should enhance that one. Which one was that? Which one did I like? Was it this one? No.
There was a time when Shizzy was just a name. A YouTuber screaming like a hurricane. Streaming all night and streaming all day. His energy was boundless, he never missed a beat. As the years went by, something went askew. The streams got longer and
December 10th, 2023.
Pixel started glitching and his voice went robotic. Shizzy wisdom was transforming, going digital. Shizzy was not the live stream king. Streaming so long, he became a digital being.
It's about, this is a year ago. It streamed so much it became a digital being. So now what I do is I'm going to remaster that, and we'll pull it over here and we'll remaster it. We'll hear how it sounds now today. A year later, 1 year later. Wow. So yeah, this is like, and I did this for a while, but then it was like, okay, well, we kind of wrote songs about everybody, and and I was like, I'm not gonna like create songs out of nowhere and just to have songs, right? I want everything. I'm an ex-musician, right? But I'm still a songwriter, and but I want them to have meaning. I just can't put, as the boss man would say, vomit out there, right? It needs to have some meaning to it. So if it didn't have meaning, I wasn't inspired as an artist to do it. Let me see. Oh yeah. I wanted to play this one for you. Hold on. I don't have a visual for you, but we'll sit here and Shelly can dance. This one, now I told you I'm going to tribute some of the people that have been supporting the channel. This one is for Rabbit. She's been a member for a very long time, a year or so more. Not around as much, has things going on in her personal life. I get it. And lots of responsibility. But this song, everybody loved this song. It's called Rockin' Rabbit. Enjoy it. Here we go.
not tending to the crops. She's the best mod on YouTube, no surprise. Oh, yeah. She's the rockin' rabbit, the queen of Kansas. She's got the moves, she's got all the stances. When she's on YouTube, the chat goes wild. Rockin' rabbit, she's got style. Oh, yeah. She's got She's the rockin' rabbit, the queen of Kansas. She's got the moves, she's got all the stances. When she's on YouTube, the chat goes wild. Rockin' rabbit, she's got style. Oh, yeah, she's got In a small town in Kansas, there's a lady rabbit on a phone. She hops around with a whole lot of passion. She's living her life. She's got a fire in her eyes, and when she's not tending to the crops, she's the best mod on YouTube, no surprise. She's the rockin' rabbit, the queen of Kansas. She's got the moves, she's got all the stances. When she's on YouTube, the chat goes wild. Rockin' rabbit, she's got
There you go. Rockin' Rabbit. Tribute to a great Winner Circle member supporting the channel for a year or more now, at least. So something I wanted to play special for those long-term supporters. And like I said, I'll be doing tributes all month long for my very special supporters, the ones that have been supporting the channel and keeping it going and being here week in and week out. You will be honored. You will be elevated. You will be lifted up and thanked and appreciated. And one other one, this is a very special one. Now she hasn't been here in a while, and we're kind of worried about her. But when we did do this song back in a year ago, over a year ago, or a little bit, just about a year ago, she really, really loved this song. And it brought tears to her eyes, very sweet tears to her eyes. And we don't know what happened to her. We're praying that she's still with us. But if not, we hope that we know that she's in a better place. And I will say that Mimsy will always, now and forever, be a part of she's a permanent fixture of the Winner Circle. Even if, suddenly she's like the payments stop, and, which I guess could happen if something happened to her. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. She's gonna stay on that list forever. She's Hall of Fame.
Part of the fam.
She gets to be in the Hall of Fame, and we wish her the best. Though, at this point, I don't know if we'll see her again. Hello, T-Rex. How you doing? You can be dishonored next week. You get honored all the time. In fact, it's a winning Saturday night, so let's just do it right. Since our trucker with the most just walked on in.
Affliction and hardship awaits those who resist. Best of all, I don't pay property tax.
That's just, it keeps getting better.
Y'all didn't know T-Rex was that awesome. See?
All right, guys. Yeah. Miss Mimsy. Yeah, we miss Miss Mimsy, but we're gonna remember her right here, right now, with her very own song, Mimsy and Her Elephants.
This one's cute. Yeah.
Remastered and extended. Here we go.
She cried.
Mims is a lady so full of love and grace. With a heart so big, she's got a special place. Yeah, yeah. In her heart for elephants, they're her favorite kind. She sees their gentle soul, she feels their every rhyme. She's always there, catching tears when they fall. She's the one who listens when there's no one else to call. Mims and her elephants, a love so deep and true. She's their protector, they're her family too. Oh yeah, Mims and her elephants, together side by side. A bond that can't be broken, it's a love they can't hide. Oh yeah, she cares for them with all her might. Mims and her elephants.
Arts and elephants in the chat for Mimsy.
Louis.
Arts and elephants in the chat for Mimsy. I want to put them on screen. Got elephants? Got heart?
With a heart so big, she's got a special place. In her heart, for elephants, they're her favorite kind.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thanks,
yes, girl.
She's always there, catching tears when they fall. She's the one who listens when there's no one else to call. Mims and her elephants.
All right. Thank you, Wolfram.
She's their protector, they're her family.
Nice.
Too. Oh, yeah.
Nice, Heidi. Nice.
Her elephants together side by side. A bond that can't be broken. It's a love they can't hide.
Yeah, awesome count.
With all her might, Mims and her elephants standing tall and strong in the fight.
Y'all are so sweet. It makes me happy.
Mims and her elephants together side by side. A bond that can't be broken. It's a love they can't hide. She cares for them with all her might. Mims and her elephants standing tall and strong in the fight.
Look at that. And everybody cheer at the end. I hadn't even heard the end of that yet.
That was sweet.
Yes.
You better never delete that.
No, that one's saved. That's Mimsy's song. And she gets to keep her song and her place in the winner's circle forever. Forever. Okay, so like I said, like over a year ago, I wrote, let's see, is this the freaking
Oh, I know, Heidi. I'm all like teary-eyed. So I'm like
There was a time when there was a
You're the
time.
what?
All right. So yeah, well over a year ago, I went over and I wrote a bunch of songs for people, and then there were some songs for people I wrote, and they didn't show up. But then I went and found them and showed it to them anyways later, because honestly, some are idiots. But yeah, one of them though, let's see, was a song I wrote over a year ago for Shizzy Wiznut when he used to come over to the channel, and when his channel's blowing up right now. When it was really small, I had him on for like 10 shows, and he used to love my intros, and I'd make intros for the shows and intros for the guests and stuff. He used to tell me how much he loved those, and then I showed him this song, and on Suno, and I think he used to play open mics and stuff around town, and so he started using. Eventually, I don't think it was right away, but eventually he started using it too, and now he's gotten pretty good at it. So let me see. Here we go. Yeah, this is the song that created a monster. Here we go.
There was a time when Shizzy Wiznut was just a name, a YouTuber screaming like a hurricane, streaming all night and streaming all day. His energy was boundless, he never missed a beat. But as the years went by, something went askew. The streams got longer and the lines began to blur. His pixels started glitching and his voice went robotic. Shizzy Wiznut was transforming, going digital. Shizzy Wiznut, the live stream king, streaming so long he became a digital being. No one could catch him, he was always out of reach. Shizzy was not the YouTuber we couldn't keep. Shizzy was not the digital sensation, streaming his way to a new generation. Living in the pixels where reality is lost. Shizzy was not forever streaming at any cost.
Over a year ago, little did I know how prophetic that song is, actually. And now that I re-listened to it, I should extend it and add some more stuff to it. Maybe I'll do that as a nice little Christmas present. So nobody tell them what the Christmas present's going to be. I'll have to surprise them. All right. So yeah, songs about you. That's what we do. Yeah, see, now you know where you got the inspiration from. Right here, right now. Songs about you. Go, go, go. Yeah, and I got plenty more. I got like 3 about T-Rex. But I can see there's some more people here that we probably need to make some new songs for. Since the crowd has changed over the year. Yeah, there's probably some more that we need to make some songs
Oh,
for
that's
here.
nice to know, Heidi.
Yep, good old
Shizzy
Shizzy.
speaks, I love you.
Yeah, he's good dude. Good dude. Good dude. Yep. He's gotten really good at it. He learned some prompts and stuff like that. He says some cool stuff with his now. All right, so let's see. How about next week we take a little bit of time and we do some
You're
new
not gonna
songs for
have a
people.
Saturday night next week.
All right, how about in 2 weeks we take a little time and we'll be ready and rocking and rolling to do songs about Count, songs about Wolfram, songs about Heidi, and anybody else who's here who hasn't gotten a song yet will get one. Maybe some of our newer folks.
Do one
will
for
pop in.
Castro?
Castro, didn't you get a song? Did you get a song? He doesn't like it anyways. No, he's got to get one then. I thought I did one for Castro. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just did one for Jacob Peets. I'm late.
The intro
College
for Peets,
football.
yeah.
No, I did a song about Jacob Peets. Florida Man. The Florida Man song.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I mean, you wrote it. I can't remember every single thing. To be fair, I listen to a lot of versions of these songs. Like, a lot. So.
All right. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that in 2 weeks. We'll come back and we'll make songs about all you guys, and the ones we haven't made yet. So I gotta have at least one song about the special people in the crowd. I'll make one song about you, and you, and you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. So now we're gonna continue this rock and roll adventure though in a different way. I was gonna start out with something else today. I'm gonna start with this one. This is a cool. Strap yourself in because you're getting ready to learn something really cool about the music industry and about a band from the past. You may or may not like this band, but the story tells us a lot about the music industry and about what we think and what is real. And having been a person who was actually in the music industry and traveled around with the big boys, and saw it for myself and understood it from people who had been in the business for, in some cases, 30 years or more. This is a good education, and it's a great story about a band. But before we do that, we have to do this.
Filters change the way we feel. Blurry lines between what's real. Cool things a thrill we chase. Time's a blur in this fast-paced race. I'm lost in a world of cool things, streaming through my endless dreams. Every frame, a piece of me, it shows cool things wherever I go. Like a lit screens call out my name. Pixelated faces play the game. Cool things that are coming in time. I want every one of them to be mine.
All right, welcome to Cool Things. Tonight we're going to start off with a cool story about a band from a long time ago. They were an American band. All right. And they a lot of people may be surprised at the story of how they made it. It was a band, but it wasn't a band. But you may have heard of them. They're called Boston. And this story is about how Boston became a hit. Right? But how they fooled the entire music industry to do it. Check this out.
The story of Boston's debut album is one of determination, near poverty, ridicule, technological innovation, and perfectionism that resulted in not just one of the greatest debut records, but one of the greatest albums, period. At the band's heart is an MIT graduate, Tom Scholz, who painstakingly spent a lot of his own money and 6 years crafting his masterpiece that rightfully took its place in rock history.
What you didn't realize is this: the dude who is behind Boston, right, is actually like MIT guy, right, super high level smart, and just was like had that high level of smartness, but also artistic ability as well. Look at those Gibsons, check it out.
From the get-go, like any new band, the odds seemed well stacked against Boston. By 1976, record labels released an average of 2,500 albums a year. Of that, only 23% of them broke even, needing to sell around 61,000 copies or so. Out of those, only 100 per year were certified gold, with only a quarter of them going platinum. But throughout the process of courting a record label and making their first album, many people were fooled into thinking that Boston existed initially as a band, when in fact it was one man who did a bulk of the recording. I also want to point out in this story, guys, that through reading retrospectives and interviews with the band members themselves, their management, as well as record label people in 1976 and 1977, there seems to be several discrepancies in how the exact sequencing of events happened. So I'll point those out in the story, so there's full disclosure. Born Donald Thomas Scholz in 1947, the guitarist of Boston hailed from Toledo, Ohio. Scholz, from a young age, was enamored with anything that was motorized and always had a work in progress. He was always trying to invent something that was better than its previous iteration or build something from scratch, a real engineering mind. He was a classically trained pianist, and in his home growing up, Scholz was also an imposing figure, standing 6'5". He was a basketball center in high school, with his team even going to the state finals. After high school, Scholz headed east to Cambridge in Massachusetts, driving his 1955 T-Bird that he restored himself. He attended MIT, earning an undergrad and master's degree in mechanical engineering. Then around 1969, Scholz joined an MIT fraternity band called Freehold, where he met guitarist Barry Goudreau and drummer Jim Mazdia. The connection between Scholz and Mazdia proved
so Boston was basically an MIT band.
particularly important as they began recording demos together in Mazdia's basement using rudimentary equipment that Scholz had cobbled together from his engineering knowledge. It was in 1970 vocalist Brad Delp was added to the fold. Delp was introduced to Scholz through Goudreau. According to Boston's manager, Delp at the time was said to have been retired from rock and roll, having played in past bands. Delp admitted he was mostly at home watching TV in his time off, while also working at a factory that made heating coils for coffee machines. Taking inspiration from the likes of Led Zeppelin's Jimmy Page and guitarist Jeff Beck, Schultz taught himself guitar around the age of 21. He also taught himself bass and organ and was inspired by groups like the Animals, the Kinks, and the Yardbirds. After graduating from MIT, Schultz got a job as a product design engineer at Polaroid, revealing that he was making $12,000 a year. His job at the company offered him the chance to work on projects in secret away from the eyes of senior executives, something that became crucial in recording Boston's debut record. One of the projects Schultz was working on was designing electrochemical hardware for the company's instant movie camera and projector. Using a good chunk of his salary, he recorded some demos with Mazdia and Goudreau, with Goudreau singing leads initially at a professional recording studio about an hour and a half outside of Boston. Apart from the long drives, the time at the studio cost Schultz a fortune. He soon shifted to building a home recording studio to put together some new demos. Back in those days, it was really common for record labels to get tons of unsolicited tapes, with one rep from Epic Records telling the LA Times that a lot of the tapes were god-awful. He remarked that some of the tapes sounded like people singing in the shower, while other people would sing along to something like a Stevie Wonder record. So of course, labels were really hesitant to accept tapes unless they came from someone who had a manager representing them, or if they were well connected. Schultz's idea was to shop his demos to labels, but no one seemed interested initially. Schultz was already married at this point in time, with his wife Cindy telling the Boston Globe what a typical day was like in their house, remarking he would go to work for 8 hours, come home, eat, then go to the cellar. He wanted to make the perfect demo. At Polaroid, they allowed draftspeople to play the radio, something that annoyed Schultz, who'd spend his time at work sometimes coming up with song arrangements in his own head. Schultz remarked to Entertainment Weekly, other than the drums, I played all the instruments on the demos. I would create the recording except for the vocals, and as far as anybody could tell, it was a full band playing. I spent 6 years learning how to create the music all by myself. When he tried at times to bring in outside musicians, they just couldn't match his vision. By 1973, Schultz created a new outfit called Mother's Milk with Delp, Goudreau, and Mazdia. But Mother's Milk soured a year later. Good pun, right, guys?
Mother's Milk soured a year later.
And they stopped doing live shows. Schultz remarked, trying to get my music performed live by bar bands was a self-defeating experience. It really just distracted me from what I should have been doing all along, writing and recording. He added in a separate interview to Record World, I couldn't get jobs at clubs, couldn't get in at agencies. I also had trouble from various musicians in the city because I worked another job to support this habit. So they gave me shit because they didn't think I was serious about music. Having spent a fortune recording demos with no one interested, Schultz was going to do one more demo. If he couldn't get a label, he was going to give up and sell all his musical equipment. In a strange twist, he purchased an obsolete Scully 12-track tape recorder at a time when other bands were upgrading to using 24 tracks. He spent $12,000 on the purchase instead of buying a new house with his wife, as he told the Philadelphia Daily News. Schultz remarked, I rigged up a mixing board and we had cables running under the rug and every piece of furniture in the house. I figured it was now or never.
And a half, man. And like, look, let me tell you, that's the kind of wife you got to have if you're going to be a serious musician. Like, really, they have to be able to go through thick and thin with you and put up with the hours and put up with the recording and put up with the having to hear the same thing a million times and all that stuff. It's a lifestyle. You got to have the right woman if you're going to be a professional musician. There's a lot of musicians out there that aren't professional. There's, people who play music, and there's a lot of people that I don't know. It seems like to me I know that there's a line between professional musicians or real, what I call like the word musician gets thrown around lightly, but I have a lot of respect for it. I mean, I slept on dirty, filthy hotel room floors for rock and roll. I mean, I lived on the road for rock and roll. I did it for music, and in the boss band used to say, if you don't have the right intention, it's just crap, right? It's not even real music. But but there's a lot of people who try to run clout off music, right? They try to be like, oh, I gotta, I got this guitar, so let me make sure everybody sees it, but I can't really play it, right? Or I'm gonna call myself a musician, but I don't actually play my instrument. I don't actually keep working at it and keep moving. That's why I call myself an ex-musician, because I flat out say I don't play anymore, right? And I wouldn't dare just call myself a musician, because I know what it takes to be a musician, right? Because I've done it, and I put respect on the word. But so many people use it as clout. Like, people go, oh wow, you can play, and like, oh yeah, I can play, and then they pick up the guitar and they play like 3 notes of Dust in the Wind and set it down, out of tune. And it's just like, that's not really, you're just using what all the hardworking people out there that have dedicated and sacrificed their life to music in order to make it, in order to chase the dream of being a successful band or successful musician, working, practicing every day, living lean, all the things that go along with paying your dues to be a musician, right? They just shit on it by just taking it and running into, oh, I'm a musician. Oh, look at me. I got, it just sucks. It sucks because, a lot of people who haven't chased the dream or don't know music or haven't played music, they oh, that's so good or whatever. Not knowing that, the people that have really, like this guy right here we're talking about, and this is one of the reasons I brought it up. And it's like this guy, how much he sacrificed just for music, just to get that music that he kept hearing in his head over and over again, all the skills and all the things he's learned. He built his own equipment. He didn't get a new house. He bought a mixing board to make an album that would go on to be one of the greatest albums in rock and roll. And never giving up on the dream. How much he sacrificed, the ridicule, the painstaking days, and a million other things you wouldn't even think of that he sacrificed for music. And then there's Joey Dumbass who got a guitar at a yard sale or something and sits it in the background and goes, oh yeah, I'm a musician. You're not. You might be able to play the guitar a little bit, but you're not a musician. See, that's where I draw the line. And I'm an old jaded musician who's been out there and paid their dues, so I got a right to say it, damn it. And that's just that just struck me about this video, this take, right? And this is a story. There's a million stories like this out there of real musicians who sacrifice it all to get to where they are, right? And there's a lot of people out there that skip the line, and that's bullshit. That's manufactured music. I don't like that either. But bands like this guy in Boston, other bands that scraped and clawed and sacrificed it all, paid their dues to get where they are. They're the real musicians, and I respect them enough not to even say, I'm an ex-musician. I'm not playing anymore. I won't call myself a musician. I call myself a songwriter because I still have songs I write, and that's fine. But to be a musician in my mind, you have to actually be dedicated to it. You can call yourself a player. I'm a guitar player. I guess I can say I'm a player, right? But to call yourself a musician, it's a whole different level. It's a whole different level.
Time the tape was done, the neighbors were all screaming at me for playing guitar after I'd come home from work. Schultz spent hours and hours agonizing over every single note and utilized his own pedals he designed himself to achieve his guitar sound. Once the songs were done, Schultz invited Delp to sing on the tracks. Delp thought what he heard on the instrumentals was a full band playing, but in reality, it was just Schultz and Mazdia. This demo contained 4 tracks. There is some discrepancy over what happened next. Some interviews indicated that Schultz cut 4 new songs that included the following tracks: Peace of Mind, Rock and Roll Band, Hitch a Ride, which was then titled San Francisco Day, and Don't Be Afraid. Another story is that he had cut 6 songs in the demo, with the other 2 being Something About You, which was then called Life Isn't Easy, and then the song More Than a Feeling. In some pieces on the band, it's indicated that More Than a Feeling and Something About You weren't finished yet at this point in time and were recorded later in 1975. Either way, Hitch a Ride was one of the oldest songs in Schultz's repertoire, with him having played it in the early 70s in some of the bands he played live with.
I hope he sped up.
Schultz either had
I think this guy did it right, where he just did little clips of the music, like short enough that he wouldn't get caught for it.
I hope so.
And
4 or 6 songs that he sent out to the labels, and he wasn't holding his breath. He was expecting another round of rejections. Schultz remarked to Rolling Stone that he hadn't taken a vacation with his wife in 6 years. Now, some labels showed interest in the tape, but things ultimately didn't work out for the time being. Let's fast forward to September 12th, 1975. For Schultz, it's just another day Polaroid, but things are about to change. A draftsman who sat next to Schultz, a guy named Joe Montesano, he was really fascinated with Schultz's obsession with recording after work each night. So the budding musician agreed to give Montesano a tape. Montesano had a cousin named Paul Brousseau, who happened to work at a record store warehouse in Woburn, Mass. One Monday morning, Brousseau was playing Schultz's tape in his office with his door open when a guy named Charlie McKenzie heard the tape. He recalled to the LA Times, "I was walking down the corridor. I was the promotion man for ABC Records then, and I heard this amazing music coming out the door. I asked Paul who it was. He told me Tom's name and where he worked, and I called him up for lunch." A few years prior, McKenzie was working at the regional offices for Warner Electra Atlantic, and McKenzie worked with a guy named Paul Ahern. And the duo were responsible for pushing bands to Boston radio. In 1 month in 19...
dude. I think my dad used to have this one.
1972, they broke both Yes and Jay Giles Band. They were also responsible for getting 13 of their label singles onto playlists of local Boston station WRKO. But despite their success, the pair wanted to discover a band on their own, and they were hoping they would get rich this way. They eventually moved on to other things, with Ahern moving to Los Angeles to work with Asylum Records. But Mackenzie heard that demo tape being played from this unnamed band and called up Ahern, phoning him up and playing him the song Rock and Roll Band over the phone. Both men soon formed Pure Management. And
all right, cool. That's a great documentary. It's called How Boston and Tom Schultz Fooled the Music Industry and the Public. I just wanted to play you some of that as we move along here to our next segment. But I thought that was really cool. Just talking about how, a lot of people think, you heard Boston, you're hearing these bands for the first time. And you're like, wow, they're a band, but it's actually just one dude or a couple dudes that have put some stuff together and worked their way into it. And then once they put the music out and they had composed it and fine tuned it and crafted it and spilled blood for it, they put a band out there to try to play it live, right? So yeah, it happens more than you think. But I thought that was a great rock and roll story, and it talks about the sacrifices you gotta the dues you gotta really pay to make it in that industry back then, especially, and even more so today with all kinds of people getting in on it in different levels and different styles, and it's the days of Boston and the old school rock and roll industry. That was those are gone for the most part. You don't get to see that too much anymore. So we have a digital future in front of us. That's all I can say about that. But you can always write songs. And if you're into music and you're learning how to play and all that stuff, keep learning, practice every day. Always strive to get better. Take yourself seriously in what you do. Play your songs all the way through, and play them 100 times before you ever play them for anybody else live. That's the best advice I ever got in terms of performance. And if you just like to sit around and fart around on it, that's pretty cool too. Have good times with it. Don't get serious about it, and don't get old and bitter about it like me. In the music industry, whatever. Have fun with it. Learn the songs you like, play them all the way through, and have a good old time. All right. Next. I was gonna make a bigger deal out of this one. I'm probably just gonna intro this and then maybe do more on it later. I have my theories about this, but let's talk about something that's near and dear to Shelly's heart.
New concerns hovering over parts of New Jersey. The FBI is
drones over New
investigating these
Jersey.
mysterious drone sightings in Morris
That
County.
sounds like a
Residents
band.
say they've been appearing more frequently in recent weeks, and tonight many people want to know exactly where they're coming from.
I want to know, can we just get one person to take a clear shot of it? I think Gary Franchi. I mean, I know these are drones, and this is one thing about this story that I want to point out as we cut through it. This is a cool thing going on, right? Because we do cover a lot of drone tech on cool things here, and so the one thing no one's denying is that these are drones. No one's saying, "Oh, these are UFOs." There's a few people out there that really want it to be aliens, right? They're aliens and they're trying to signal us. I love the fact that they put all the proper lighting on their flying saucers to meet the code of how it needs to be in the air. They're following our rules. I think that's really polite. But no, there's no ETs going on here. And in fact, we're pretty certain these are. I mean, it depends on who you listen to, but pretty certain these are coming from hostiles. Or at least foreign adversaries doing surveillance. Now, there's a lot to unpack with this, and we'll see how far we get into it right now in this segment. But I may do a special unveiling reality on this topic just by itself. I wanted to cook a little bit more. But I'll lay out some theories I have now. You guys jump in. I know you guys got opinions out there, but jump in about it. And if you're rewatching, put them in the comments. I'll respond to you. I promise. But here we go. We had these drones that are flying around. First thing I can say is this: no one's disputing the fact that they're drones. Two, I think that the story has combined a few different types of drones into one, so I don't think they completely connect all the way around. I'll point it out as we go. The other is too, it's shattering illusions about our security in this country, and I think that's the other thing that's underlying this. And how intelligent is our intelligence? Is it just has it become so lazy and so ineffective that it can all they can do is spy digitally, or are we really? I mean, is it that bad where we can't figure out what the hell's flying over a certain place after weeks of being able to track it? It's just stupid, right? So let's get into the story here. This is real quick.
News 4's Adam Harding is live in Dover, New Jersey, with
Dover.
what you've learned, Adam.
Yeah, Gil.
All right, go ahead and give us the rundown on Dover, New Jersey. Dover.
Why? It's like a really rural area. There's nothing there. They're just little.
Well, this one's
teeny
really
tiny
a head
towns.
scratcher for families who live nearby. They are especially concerned because there's a military base not far from here. There's also a number of residential neighborhoods that for weeks now have been seeing these drones almost every single night. And as police investigate, now we've learned the FBI has joined in as well.
That's not a plane.
The mysterious drones keep popping up in the late night hours.
Okay, so like these type of drones right here are like the big type airplane type drones, not like the copter drones, right? Like the ones with the quadcopter types, but more like the original drone day drones, right? I mean, remember the one with the big round front and the airplane wings, right? The ones that would fly off ships. What do you call those, Wolfram? The drones are Batman looking for crime. Yeah, probably. What do you call those ones? The original ones? Remember the ones that came out back in the day, and they were launching off ships and stuff. They look more like airplanes, right? Like unmanned airplanes. Anyways, this kind of like resembles it more, and you'll see better pictures of it here.
Hours over Morris County. Mike Walsh first spotted
The
them
light's
in
really interesting,
mid-November.
right?
Now he sees them all the time.
But I mean, even with that silhouette,
Seeing them every night, you know.
that just flew over, it seems like you could find that, right? You could like go and somehow find like predator drones. That's it. There you go.
Right.
You could find that similar lighting pattern on a drone somewhere in some place, right?
Except Thanksgiving, they seem to take
You
the
see
night
his
off.
neighborhood,
Pay close
though, right?
attention to the three-pronged
Like,
light.
that's the whole county looks like that. So there's nothing to see.
Okay. And so now you got this guy flying over right here. So that's definitely got chopper blades, right? That's definitely chopper blades.
Heard what sounded like a helicopter from.
So a giant quadcopter type drone, which reminds me of that thing that we saw in the beginning of in the intro, right? The guy sitting down in there. So you're out there in this rural area, like Shelly's pointed out. And you got a lot of money up in that area, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's golf course. Oh yeah. And there's golf, the big Trump golf course. There's money up there, right? There's the money.
Oh yeah, there's tons of country clubs up there.
Right. So people could afford these quad cars, right? But it didn't explain the amount of them or how they can't trace these things back to some place. Now there's also these theories coming out that they're being launched from the water. That would put them in the hands of like foreign adversaries, right? Foreign adversaries doing surveillance. There's that aspect of it as well. So is it recreational? Is it surveillance? One thing for sure, it's not alien, right? So we've kind of whittled it down now to something earthly, and we're like, I know we're going to get the answers eventually, right? I think the answers will either be a giant letdown or a big surprise, right?
Inside his home. By the
Reaper.
time he stepped outside, he knew it was something else. He contacted police, but so far he hasn't gotten many answers.
See, like this lighting pattern on the front of it's very interesting to me. Like that lighting pattern, I think is a tell. I think if you can go through and find what they're calling, and you'll hear this term a lot, car-sized drones over and over again. Now, when you look up, you really don't have any depth perception left, right? Unless you can memorize what planes, like a plane's at a certain height, and you memorize what it looks like at that height, and then you could tell. Other than that,
Well,
when you
it's
look
good
up,
to do it at night.
you have crappy depth perception. You really cannot tell height just by looking it up. People, it's just a human condition. You have to train yourself to be good at it. Most people aren't, right? So
I'd really like to see one land and be able to report it, but
yeah, well, get off your ass and go follow it to where it's going. Like
Yeah,
that's the other thing I don't understand. Like, why don't people just follow the damn thing? Okay, we're gonna go up there. We're gonna follow. We're gonna wait for the drones to come out. All we're gonna do is pay attention to this drone all night long, and then we're gonna follow it to wherever it's going, and then we're gonna figure it out. If it loses us the next night, we'll get somebody else out on that end where it lost us, right? Well, you guys gotta be like a detective and just
please.
put a little effort
They
into it.
care enough to
They're
be
up
on
for a long
TV, but not to do anything about it.
Well, yeah, they probably pulled this guy out of his front yard too.
time. I don't know, where they're taking off from, where they're landing from.
This is a video of the Morris County drones with characteristic triangle lights.
The sighting.
Characteristic triangle lights. God, the triangle lights. It's fine and all because it's a true description, but everybody's gonna go like the Arizona Triangle because it was like everybody kind of made it into something, right? So now everybody's like, oh, now that means something. No, it's just the shape, right?
Things have exploded on social media, some casting doubt, others concern.
People were thinking like UFOs or people are being spied on.
Do you have any concerns about these drones?
No.
And your reaction to it has been?
That's crazy. I wonder what they're looking for.
It's all over Facebook and
Very
all
good
over our
time.
website page.
What's your reaction to all of it?
Well, it's a little scary. I'm like, what is it?
A few days ago, local police agencies issued a statement along with the county prosecutor. In it, they write, there is no known threat to public safety.
All right, there's the other thing that everybody's going to go on and on about. How do you know? How do you know? Okay, I think that it's pretty simple that the drones haven't blown up anything yet, right? And they haven't caused any harm or property damage or personal damage. I think that's what they mean. But I know a lot of people latch onto this well, they must know something if they know they're not a public threat, well, maybe that just means they haven't demonstrated any threatening behavior yet. They're just flying around.
Like stealth.
Like, I think they're talking about immediate harm danger. But I know that people are latching on to the whole public safety threat statement going, oh, no, that's a tell. We caught you guys. We caught you. I don't think that's what it is. I don't.
This joint statement is being issued in response to rumors about the drone activity spreading on social media. We encourage the public to be mindful that what they read online may not be accurate. Today, we learned the FBI is now investigating.
It was going.
That one sounded like an airplane. You hear right?
Pretty slow. It had 3 blinking lights, red and green.
Christian Velasquez says he saw it too after leaving work the other day. Like everyone else, he wants to know what's going on.
I don't know. It's weird. It's concerning that there's multiple of these being spotted at the same time. It's not just one of these drones flying around. It's 5 at the same time, and they're all around Morris County, and it's definitely concerning.
So yeah, if it was just one, it'd be fine. But since there's 5, we're very upset. Crown, Target, what's up? The phrasing could be better, like no evidence of threat to public safety. That probably would halt some online comments. Yeah, everybody jumps onto it like, oh, we got you. You must know something. I'm like, come on, guys. I know.
I mean, if it was threatening, would it be just lollygagging around and letting everybody see it and hear it? Go nice and slow so you can get a nice video of me. Oh, but I'm super threatening.
Gary Francis had the best idea. He goes, if I was around there and I saw one of those things, I would send my drone up to film it. Does anybody else have a drone doing it? I mean, come on, that makes the most sense. It's like, why don't you just send up another drone to film it? Instead of these guys like, wow, sure is crazy. 5 of them now. I'm very concerned. It's like, well, go down to the fucking store and buy a goddamn camera drone or go on Amazon and send that sucker up there since you're there. And we're all waiting. We're all counting on you. Good luck. We're all counting on you. Let's go. I mean, somebody be creative, please. Let's figure out what this is. For weeks, for months, these things have been flying around. Nobody can figure it out. I mean, dude, you guys got to get your water cleaned up.
Shoot one of them down, damn it.
You got to get your water cleaned up. The fluoride is just making everybody like stupid up there. They're just like, I can't move. My can't.
Well, that's the boonies of Jersey.
I mean, but it's just ridiculous, right?
Police tonight say they'll continue to monitor and
the police and the military and everybody else. What the frick? Nobody can figure out where these things are coming from. That's what drives me crazy. Like, don't make me go do it. I mean, it's not that hard. I can sit here and draw a plan up for you. I can draw a plan up on how you can figure out how to find these things. It's not that freaking hard. The fact that we're so retarded right now that we can't find we're 5 to 10 drones that are coming up and hovering for hours every night. We know exactly where they're going to be. We can't figure this out. We're supposed to feel like we can head off a fucking an invasion from another country, and we can't figure out where passive, slow-moving drones are coming from. It's Skynet.
Well, there's no clicks in the answer. Once you figure out who's doing it, the story's over. This way, they get to draw it out and have multiple nights where they could talk about the same thing.
Not everybody's in the story and click business. The cops aren't in it. The military aren't in it. It's flying over Trump's golf course. Like, it's flying over the golf course. Guess what, guys? The reason why they haven't found that out is because it is them. That's why. Occam's razor, we'll get Tim Pool in here to talk about Occam's razor, his religion. It's like, that's what it is. It's them. It has to be, right?
And they're upset because we're winning.
That's right. It has to be. Otherwise they would be saying something about it. They would know where it is. Flying over the damn president's golf course. I mean, that has to be what it is. So yeah, if they're dragging the story out and they're not telling anybody anything, it's because they don't want them to know that's what they're doing yet. If they test them at night, during the day, surveillance, and it's going to be a surveillance thing. Oh, they're spying on us or something like that, right? And they're over a military base or over the president's golf course. They're just in that area. And we're only hearing about, now there's other things that have come out in the UK, right? That a longer report may be needed. And I think, I think in the end, if the story doesn't get buried, we're just going to find out that it was them all along. I really do. I was thinking recreation at first, and I think one day we will run across a story about a UAP or the rebranded UFO, and it will end up being recreational use. It will, like Jetpack Man. It'll be somebody that has a flying car and like, oh, flying car, because we've never seen it before. We're like, look at that. This thing keeps floating. It always goes over and lands at that guy's house. It's probably a flying car. Because most people don't have flying cars. They're going to be like, they don't know what that is. It's a UFO. It's an alien. It went by, honked its horn, and waved right at me. Right?
Investigate. Meanwhile, they say if anyone has any information, you're encouraged to contact your local police departments, not 911, unless it is an emergency, if you have any information as to who or what is behind these drones. That's the latest live in Dover tonight, Morris County. I'm Adam Harding, News 4.
All right. If there was a reward for it, if it was a reward for it, like the big money, I'd be gone. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to get this done. Seriously. I mean, it can't be that hard to track these things. It really can't. You get yourself you get yourself a drone, get yourself a nice warm jacket because it's going to be cold. Get yourself some binoculars. You want to have a high beam flashlight, right? Just like I got right here. Shit, million goddamn lumens coming off this thing, right? And you don't have to worry about blinding anybody up in the sky because it's a drone, right? You put a spotlight on that sucker. You get a high definition camera, right? You get a drone with a high definition camera on it, and you go to work, right? You can get drones that have tracking software on it, kind of like follow me stuff. But you say follow this, right? And it'll just follow the drone. What's it gonna do? And then you just track it. You can GPS that thing off your drone. So you follow the route, and then you can follow it to where it goes and lands and be like, oh, hey, what's going on? Some of the ones that I saw earlier as I was doing like I'm not going to get into the deep research on it, but the deeper research is like they're mixing in, like if you look at Gary Francie's latest report on it, they're mixing in some of those kind of like ornamental drones, those decorative drones with the airplane drones. You have like a kind of a mix of reports coming in from different things, and they're all getting mixed together now. So to figure out what these pacing drones, these ones that are flying over or that are hovering for hours, the people in New Jersey are going through, I think we're going to find out it's just our government, and I think that we're going to find out that some of those reports that are mixed in with it aren't the same thing. Like there's a lot of bullshit starting to get mixed together. So be careful what you believe, be careful what you see, be careful what you listen to. Just know there's a lot of potholes and a lot of holes in that whole drone story. That's out there right now. Nice avatar. Oops, I just paid attention to the detail. Nice. Yeah, let's put her out front. Here we go.
Listen, I make Grok work hard. I pay $8 a month for that damn blue check mark. Grok is going to do whatever I ask it to.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, speaking of flying cars, check this out.
Thank you, though.
Look at this. Some of these we've seen before, but look at that. Look. Car-sized drone seen flying over New Jersey. Right? I mean, these things are somewhere. People are filming these somewhere.
That would make me nervous.
There you go. That thing. How does it get that high up in the air, though?
Years. The concept of flying cars has long captivated engineers and futurists, promising to revolutionize transportation by eliminating urban traffic and drastically reducing travel times. A flying Tesla could align seamlessly with Musk's vision for a sustainable possesses numerous advantages and efficiency. State-of-the-art battery.
I think I'm not going to listen to this guy and just kind of like fast forward through this. Look at that. But I mean, really, it's about flying cars. It's all about flying cars. Right? I know some of these aren't real. That's real, right? From the ground. Always know this guy's real. This is one of my favorites right here. Van and a drone, man. Van and a drone. I love this guy. We've seen that one before. But yeah, so you can fly anywhere in this thing. Like where are people doing this, right? They're testing this, right? It would be slightly amusing if it turns out to be testing for traffic, speed traps, drone surveillance, alternatives to cops up on the ramps hiding in. Yep. You know those are coming, right? The other thing though is like we gotta if we can't detect and know what these things are going, right? If it's not just that they're snowing us, look at that thing. That thing was cool. Just to get away with testing shit, not freaking people out, even though they freak them out in a different way. Look at this thing. What? Excuse me while I whip this out. And off we go. Nice. Yeah, you know those things are coming though, but you know seriously, if we can't track these things, we're sitting ducks. I mean, we're absolutely sitting ducks. We think that we're a lot more secure than we are. I mean, if you got 2 months worth of drone activity that can't be tracked, we don't know where it's coming from. I look, if it had just been a week, maybe I'd give it a little bit of slack. But I expect us to have radar. Where's the Apache helicopters? Where's all this shit we spend money on? Right? Do we have any helicopters left? Are there any helicopters out there? How about just a news helicopter? I'm sure the average helicopter could keep up with one of these drones. I just don't. It just says a lot that we're still getting here scratching our head about it. The ones that were over in Virginia, you see they keep going. Well, we don't know what's going on. Well, then you're probably doing it yourself. It's probably you. If you're trying to play dumb, like I can sit here and tell you, I know that you have what it takes to find these things, and you're not doing it. So what does that mean? I mean, I know it ain't a money problem.
God.
You know, I know it ain't a money problem. Dead air.
No. Now you got me thinking about that county in New Jersey. I'm wondering if you said it's military. It probably is because they do a lot of like survival training out there, and that's bear country. So what they could be doing is making sure that there's areas free. Like they could be tracking the wildlife too, because that's part of it. They have a gross overpopulation of deer there, like dangerously high. So they could be doing that because that could interfere with their training and everything else if they're doing the survival training.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's a ton of reasons why those things could be just lollygagging around that particular county because there's not much there but forest.
That's what we get. That's what's always good to have an expert. We got an expert on New Jersey. This is happening in New Jersey. There's no other place you need to go for your news about New Jersey and drones than right here, or over on Shelly's channel. So make sure you subscribe to Shelly, which she'll be talking about New Jersey and drones every day from now on. Now, or maybe every now and then. But yeah, see, look, the world's going to be full of flying things, and I wonder, like, with getting us used to, look at that guy, all right, getting us used with the idea. Hey, Lex, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, if it's being controlled, there you go. Here's another person that comes in and adds to the collective genius of this channel. And it's like, if it is being controlled, it's receiving a signal that can be tracked. Exactly. How can we not track the signal? Then you're probably the ones doing it. But yeah, you make great point, Shelly. Like, why can't it be bears and, tracking bears or deer or, speed traps? I don't know if you need those out in the woods, but maybe they're doing that. Maybe they're looking
Department of Agriculture and the forest rangers work with the military all the time.
I mean, why? I mean, and what? That's a great use for the technology. So why? But why hide it, Shelly? Why are they hiding it?
Because it's their second nature to cover things up.
Oh, come on now. Is that really why? Is there has to be a financial incentive? Is it the military? Is it the government, state government? Is it the U.S. military? Now they're trying to make us. Now, do you think it's? Here's the thing. This is where I was hoping you would go with this, but I'll take us there. The All right, here we go. Ready? I need to get a drink first.
Oh, Jesus.
Tonight's stream is sponsored by Grape Frost C4 Performance Enhancing. Grape Frost, tremendous flavor. Not the same as Grape Popsicle. It's a little different. This is the performance blend that sometimes makes me see color in weird places.
Okay.
It happened. For about 15 minutes. Sometimes I start seeing these little the color like I'm having a flashback or something. It's weird.
Well,
and
I'm the one who took the shroom gummies, but all right.
You are a shroom gummy.
Thank you.
Yes, that's my little shroom gummy. Wouldn't that be cool, guys who fish? If you fish.
What?
Yeah, that one that went down in the water and then launched up. You know what I'm saying? If you fish, you can have a drone that takes you and you could land in the water, fish, and then jet up. You don't have to have to row out there. That'd be really cool.
Fishing goes much better when there's quiet. And not shadows hovering above because they
you land in the water.
Get skittish.
You land in the water, Shell. Let's just put these on screen and we'll just keep talking as we don't have to listen to them. You can watch the cool things as we talk. Look at that. Catch that ball, boy. Catch it. Look at this.
I thought that was Ricada for a minute.
Yeah, it looks like Ricada, doesn't it?
It does.
Chopped out cocaine for him. Oh, look, guys, I don't have to move now. Look at it. I can do my stream and I don't have to go anywhere. But yeah, again, practical uses. Why hide it? Just say, hey, we're out there. These are our drones. We're doing we're counting bears. We're testing things. That's the thing, right? Because we're going to find out they're doing, we're going to find out eventually. Just tell us what you're doing. Just tell us what you're doing. We know that somebody knows what they're doing out there. They're just not saying something about it. So even if it was somebody commercial, right? Oh, we're testing this. Or no, we're letting really rich people fly cars at night, right? And yeah, so it's us guys. Don't worry about it. But nobody's coming forward and saying who's doing it. Nobody's coming forward and saying it. That's the sus thing, right? That nobody comes
Jersey way.
About it. I don't care about Jersey way. The whole country's in on this now. Everybody's in on it. So
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't when it comes to all like the military stuff and that, I don't trust anything that they put out there because I feel like they go, okay, so give them the simplest, like surface level explanation you can, leave out any kind of, details that can, be traced back to whatever. Like it's all always covert. It's just got to be mysterious. So I think they tell us
Always
like
the car crash.
0.5%
Kaboom.
of what's going on.
Stupid Americans, always with the car crash, always with the kaboom, the big explosion.
Crown Target, if it's a Bears thing, some kook would probably start bullshit like they did with 5G towers and mind control. Honestly, that's what I was thinking because
Oh no.
let's just say when they try to implement programs in that area, yeah, they don't always, I think, go by the book. Like maybe somebody skipped an approval because you got to have all the
No, but what
animal
he's saying,
associations and everything.
what he's saying is that people are going to take it and grift off of it.
Mhm.
It's going to turn into a grift. Oh yeah, here's the proof, and here's the drones are it's spraying us with smart dust. Remember the smart dust people?
Oh,
You think
God.
there's nano smart dust? It's infiltrating in every pore of your body, and the government.
Well, if it was smart dust, they forgot to inhale.
Illuminati is controlling your mind. It's just like, yeah, right. There are people that believe smart dust, man.
I know.
They actually, I've run into them. It's everywhere. I got proof.
And it's not even the people that are on the actual dust.
They don't. Nobody has proof of smart dust because it doesn't exist.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying it could one day. Look at it. It is Mercada. Mercada, stop it.
This is making me very uncomfortable. That makes me very uncomfortable. The hell?
He's
Now
got
that I
guns.
like. That I like.
Uh-huh. Right?
Ooh.
Don't you guys want one of these?
That thing looked
Maybe
like
not.
a nutcracker. It looked like it was just gonna.
You can do it,
ham.
Timmy. You can do it. Timmy the
They're
robot.
all running. Is that the geisha run? Oh my goodness. I could have sworn I saw a
We don't
geisha in the
serve their
background. I am
kind.
not being racist.
That would
y'all.
be
I
Ja-
saw
that's
what I
Jacob.
saw.
That would be Jacob. We don't serve their kind.
We don't serve
Get your
their
droid out of here.
Mm-hmm. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Go about your business.
It's true.
Go about your business.
It's true. Look at him
How
go.
freaked out would you be if you were sitting on a goddamn
1.
park bench and that thing comes running along?
I'd love it, actually. I miss those days.
You miss days of robots running past you in the park? Oh.
Yeah, I'm from the future.
I don't doubt it.
Look at
I
this
don't
thing,
doubt
dude.
it.
Look at that.
Better break dancer than the Australian.
Freedom, providing high flexibility and movement
Sure.
precision, enabling it to perform intricate tasks
Goes
such
Pub,
as
how you
gripping,
doing?
rotating,
Oh.
and moving objects. The
Oh,
ARX
yeah.
5's
All kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, so they flexible arms. Like these things can like take over, all kinds of cool little jobs and whatnot.
Castro, will they compete in women's sports? Only if they develop
Probably.
chromosomes. Hello, Gutter. Hope you're doing well, honey. Ooh, look at it. I like how it jams, man.
Look at this. They call this one NerdBot. See,
That thing had more rhythm than my mother does.
everybody
shopping
loves
malls offering
NerdBot.
to collect visitors' trash to later dispose of it independently. Users have called this robot one of the cutest. Standing at 1.2 meters tall and weighing 30 kilograms, T1 is equipped with advanced sensors and a
T1,
motion control
great.
system that allow it to move efficiently. Initially, the robot was envisioned as a sports figure that could eventually replace football
T3 is a
players on the
foot taller
field,
with
but over
boobs.
time, its range of applications has significantly expanded. T1 debuted at the World Robotics Conference in 2024 and
That
immediately
looks like child
demonstrated
labor to me.
abilities in sports demonstrations. Booster Robotics emphasizes that such a robot could become a fully replacement for athletes, especially as its intelligence and analytical abilities continue to develop.
Oh, you knew it had to be in a country with like buku
Canadian
money.
engineers
Not
from
this one.
Ahead.io have introduced a robotic dog named Stella. The main focus is on simplicity of design, modularity, and ease of repair, making it accessible to both robotics professionals and hobbyists. One of Stella's key features is the use of a capstan drive, which reduces costs and simplifies maintenance. Most of the robot's
So
parts are
cute
made
till the
using
eyes
3D
turn red
printing
and it
and
kills
2D
you.
milling, making them easy to replace and allowing users to assemble and modify the device themselves.
Johnny
The
5
robot
is
has already proven
alive.
itself in practice. During one of its
Johnny,
demonstrations,
they say.
Stella showcased its stability, easily moving across the ice of Lake Louise in Canada.
Yep.
Put a couple
Engineers
extra
from the
legs on it
Robotic
and
and
freak people
Biosystems
out
Center at
just because it
Northwestern
looks like a
University
spider.
recently introduced an innovative teleoperation system called DexNex V0, designed to create a more natural and precise interaction between robots and humans. This anthropomorphic test bench recreates
Toddler.
human upper limb movements with one-by-one accuracy,
It'll learn.
allowing the operator to control the robot as if they were using their own hands and wrists. The system works by capturing the operator's movements in real time and transmitting them to the robot or avatar. This enables the robot to precisely replicate actions, including hand, wrist, and finger movements. In the future, the
You can have,
DexNex
you can have your
V0
own
system could be
avatar.
applied in fields such as remote surgery, handling hazardous materials, or space exploration.
Right, Crown? That's right, Gutter.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to
What the
subscribe to
hell?
our channel and leave a like. Also,
Most
check out our
stunning
previous
female
videos.
robots. I think we'll skip that one.
See you next time.
Now watch, he's going to be a bastard and click on it.
Recently, one of the most significant high-tech events of the year took place in China. The 26th China International High-Tech Fair was held in the city of Shenzhen. This is one of the largest and most influential
love it,
events in the
Heidi.
field of high technology in China, attracting leading companies, research institutes, and professionals from around the world every year. This year, the exhibition hosted representatives from more than 5,000 enterprises and international organizations from over 100 countries and regions.
Trump
The
has
event
one of those.
showcased more than
Couple of
4,300
them.
new technologies, products, and achievements. In this video, we will tell you about the most exciting innovations
Yeah,
in
in
the
terms of
world
drone
high
technology, trying to kick in our ass. Like that's one thing.
That's
we
the
have,
thing. Go ahead.
we need to catch up on that technology, or at least get better. At least it seems like
As
it.
I love that he gets
Very
all the great
hyper-realistic
toys.
individual.
robots were the highlight of the exhibition,
We should
which
get a.
traditionally drew
I mean,
crowds of fascinated
have you seen
spectators.
one big
China
drone
is
show
actively
in
developing the
the U.S. that looks like
hyper-realistic
anything in
robot
China?
industry,
I mean, maybe
aiming
they're
to
out there.
become
I
a
just haven't
global
found
leader
them
in
yet.
this field.
But I like to find them.
Hyper-realistic
Maybe I'll do
robots are
them.
capable of mimicking human
Let's
appearance
do
and
that. Let's be
behavior,
the first ones to
finding
do that, Shelly.
applications in
We'll make $1 million.
education, healthcare, and service industries.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
For instance,
Yep, and we can
they
start a
serve
YouTube
as
channel
teachers,
about all about
medical
it.
assistants, concierges, or
And
guides,
you will be there, and
providing
you can come,
high-quality
and you can
services and
come.
interaction. A key player in this field is the Chinese company EX Robots, which
I
was
wouldn't
founded in
mind doing that.
2016.
Just going around
It
putting on
manufactures
drone
bionic
shows.
robots with skin that
Do
mimics
that.
human texture, and even opened China's
I
first
think that'd be
robot
awesome.
museum in 2022.
All right, that's what we're
The
gonna do, guys. We'll
functionality of
see you later.
hyper-realistic robots continues to
We're out of
expand
here.
through the
Going to China
integration
to
of
learn
artificial intelligence,
how to run
machine
drone
learning,
swarm,
and sensor
swarms.
technologies. They can recognize and
Look,
interpret
look
human
at the jungle.
emotions, adapt to various scenarios,
Look at these
and
guys.
perform complex
Crazy,
tasks.
right?
In the future, such robots are expected to play a significant role in addressing demographic challenges
Getting really
related to
Why does
the
that
aging
guy look like
population, assisting in
the dude from
healthcare,
Big Bang
Hello.
Theory?
education, and even providing emotional support. The
Emotional
Chinese
support
government
robot.
actively
Up.
supports the development of robotics, aiming to achieve a
Did you do a
density of
show with an
500
AI
robots
robot
per
as your
10,000
co-host?
workers by the year 2025.
Mm.
This ambitious project envisions the widespread
Castro
adoption of
put
robots in
prostitutes out of a
healthcare,
job.
agriculture,
Well,
logistics, and other key industries.
Y'all better stop being nice to each other. We're gonna get replaced by a
The
robot.
renowned company
Men and
Unitary
women.
Robotics, whose robots
We're
broke
gonna be
dozens
so
of
great to
world
each other in
records
the
this
future.
year, also attended the
Don't
exhibition.
need me for a robot.
The company focuses heavily on independent research and development.
listen, even
pioneering
once
innovative
a woman gets
technologies
over
by
a certain age,
independently
if they can
creating
make
the
a
key
robot
components
that's
of
just
their
gonna
robotic
fix stuff and
creations,
make
such
dinner
as
and do the
motors,
laundry and like
reducers,
vacuum, we'd be
controllers,
like, we
LiDAR
don't need nothing.
systems, and
Like,
high-performance
that's all we need.
perception and motion
This
control
is- that's it.
algorithms. Unitree's
It doesn't
robots
have to
deserve
be
special
anatomically
attention due to
correct,
their
nothing.
remarkable
Just literally
functionality.
do my chores
At the
and cook.
exhibition, 3 of their robots were showcased: the robot dogs Go2 and B2, as well as the
Sit
much
there, this
talked about
robot, I have to sit
humanoid
there and
robot
listen to him.
G1.
All right,
Recently,
come
the
sit down.
Unitree
It's time to
G1 set a
listen.
world record
It's
for long
listening
jumps
time.
among robotic machines.
Mm-hmm.
In a video shared on Unitree's official YouTube channel, the
I
humanoid
find your
robot
story so
G1 can
interesting.
be
Look
seen
at how well
performing a
Claude
standing
listens
long
to me and
jump of over
answers
1
me. He's
meter
so
and 40
like
centimeters.
responsive and sweet.
The Unitree
So
G1
just put that
stands
in a
at
robot form
127
and hey,
centimeters tall
Yep.
and weighs 35 kilograms.
Shelly,
According
your
to
stories are
Unitree,
so
the G1 uses a
enlightening
neural
and
network model
endearing.
for its control system.
I
This
really
model is
enjoy
trained
them.
in simulation
Please
using
no,
tell me.
reinforcement
actually,
learning and imitation learning techniques.
the AI sounds more human than most humans.
Oh Lord.
The
'Cause
exhibition
it
also
doesn't
featured
have
dozens
any
of
kind of
fascinating
awkwardness.
Chinese drones and various futuristic flying
It
vehicles.
doesn't.
Look at that.
It's
See?
weird.
Flying
Drone
vehicles,
industry
guys.
is one of the most advanced and innovative in
You
the
gotta
world.
be
You
testing
go
these
have
spanning both
you
civilian
go
and
have a
military
conversation
sectors.
with Claude.
The
You
country
go have
produces over
one
80%
tonight,
of the
and
world's civilian
you
drones,
tell me
with a
if
significant
it's
share supplied by
really
industry leader
human.
DJI.
Hey,
These
Dana.
devices are widely
have
used
one
in
right now.
That's the
agriculture for
danger.
crop
Have a
monitoring,
conversation.
fertilization and pollination,
We'll have one right
in
now. You can
logistics
have a
for
conversation
delivering
with it. He
goods to
shows me what
hard-to-reach
we're talking about.
areas, and in videography,
Because,
providing
like, you know,
high-quality aerial
I just
images.
feel like give me bullet points.
Additionally, drones are
Yeah, look,
extensively
this is happening.
employed in
This kind of stuff's
security and
happening all over the
surveillance
world.
systems to patrol territories.
Somebody, they,
China
I
is
mean, are they
heavily
just like
investing in the
modeling this
development
shit?
of
Someone's got to
civilian
be
drones
buying
and
this and
flying
using it,
transport.
right?
Drone-based
Hello,
flying
come watch
taxis
me.
are
Look at
already
these
being
models.
tested, offering
Hey,
an
I mean, this
eco-friendly
is
and
pretty
efficient
much
mode of
what
urban transportation.
China,
The military
Japan,
sector is
Saudi
also
Arabia,
achieving
not
remarkable
China, well,
progress.
Japan and Saudi
China is
Arabia.
actively developing combat drones and
If I had
modern
to
drones
guess, those are
capable of
probably the
flying
two
conventional
biggest
land
places for
drones
this.
combat
to perform diverse
drones.
tasks.
Right there on the screen. Right there for 1 second. See?
In addition to hyper-realistic robotic humanoids, China showcased dozens of its industrial robots,
Hiya,
which are
Scott.
already actively replacing
What's up?
humans in
Scott, what's up?
workplaces. For every 10,000 workers in China, there are nearly 400 industrial
They're like,
robotic
yeah, go
machines.
ahead,
Oh, I was
kids.
right, China.
Each year, the country sees the
You got
emergence of
robots
more than
now.
200
Don't need
robotics
you.
companies. These include robotic transporters, loaders, and manipulators. Robotics is one of the 10 priority sectors under the government's industrial development program called Made in China 2025. 10 years ago, Chinese authorities set a goal to shift the
Interesting.
industry from labor-intensive to high-tech production. Even then, it was clear that the country was losing its advantage of cheap manual labor. Industrial robots are designed to address this challenge. Currently, China produces half of all
Generations
industrial
ahead.
robots on the planet. The production volumes of Chinese robotics are growing by approximately 5% annually. If this growth continues, the country is expected to become the global leader in industrial robot density within a maximum of 7 years. At the exhibition,
Getting kicked
every
with
visitor
no
had the
legs.
opportunity
People
to
vote
enjoy
with no
coffee
brains.
prepared by a
So,
robotic
yeah.
barista, especially since there were numerous coffee-making robots showcased this time.
Yep, get some
A
coffee,
coffee-making
guys.
robot can brew a variety
Robots
of coffee
can make
types,
good
from
coffee.
espresso to cappuccino,
And
based
that's
on
always good
individual
times.
preferences. It
Good
precisely
coffee.
measures the amount of
Good
coffee and
times.
water, ensuring a consistently perfect flavor every time. Additionally, the robot can utilize different types of coffee beans, including exotic varieties. One of the main advantages of a robotic barista is its speed. The robot can prepare coffee in just a few seconds, saving time and
Actually,
improving
the
service
fact that it
efficiency.
don't have an attitude
Moreover, it
would
doesn't
be
get
nice.
tired or make mistakes, guaranteeing consistent
It'll
beverage
never replace
quality.
those who want to actually.
However, robots cannot replace the art of manual coffee preparation for those who wish to control every step of the process and savor the joy of crafting coffee themselves.
Who do we know it's like that? Look at this thing.
Chinese automakers also took part in the world's largest high-tech exhibition. Among them, the Chinese company BYD showcased one of the most remarkable electric vehicles of recent years, the Yangwang U9. This car was first unveiled in April 2023 and has become one of the most powerful and innovative models in the company's lineup. The Yangwang U9 is equipped with 4 electric motors, one for each wheel, providing all-wheel drive. The car's total power output reaches 1,300 horsepower, with a torque of 1,680 Newton meters. Thanks to these specifications, the hypercar accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.3 seconds, with a top speed of 309 kilometers per hour and a range is approximately 700 kilometers. A standout feature is its innovative Daisu suspension, which allows the vehicle to maintain
That's so
stability
cool.
even when driving on 3
Look at
wheels.
that.
I just
Why
like
would
the
you
way it
do
looks.
that?
Jumps and dance movements.
Why would you need to
The
do that?
hypercar is priced at around
It looks like a hornet face.
1,680,000
Left,
yuan,
go right.
or
Lift,
approximately
go up and down.
$233,000.
Whee!
This car symbolizes BYD's
It
ambition
looks
to
cool
enter
though.
the premium
And what?
supercar
Who
market,
wants one of these for
offering
Christmas?
impressive performance and bold styling.
See, this is why I want to like just get like millions of dollars so I can just have ridiculous
Yeah, but
toys.
with I know, but with those
At the
wheels like
Shenzhen
that, I mean, it
exhibition,
means it
Chinese
can grip
manufacturers
the
unveiled the
road
Hongqi
better,
EHS9,
do better
an
with
electric
certain terrain.
counterpart to the Rolls-Royce Cullinan.
Those kinds of
This
cars
flagship
flip
electric
really
SUV,
easy.
produced by the Hongqi brand under the FAW Group,
Yeah, Dana wants one.
exemplifies a
There you
blend
go.
of luxury, advanced
You're on board
technology,
with the
and
fun
impressive
stuff.
performance.
Cool
Yeah, I
things.
wouldn't say no to one.
The
Shit.
EHS9 is available in multiple configurations with dual electric motors that deliver a combined power output of
I remember the
551
hydraulic
horsepower and
shock.
torque of
They still have
750
them.
newton meters.
I'm like,
I
who the hell
remember
wants
These specifications allow the
Bonnie
a way to
SUV
get
to
people to
accelerate
spend a
from
bunch of
0
money they
to
don't have
100 kilometers per
on
hour
something very
in just
stupid?
4 and
Look
8
at it does this
seconds,
now.
with
Okay,
a
now
top
it does
speed
that.
of
Now
200
what?
kilometers per
Now
hour.
I'm gonna go do it.
The
More.
battery capacity ranges from 84 to 120 kilowatt hours, offering
You
a
and me
driving
both,
range
babe.
between
You and me
460
both.
and 660 kilometers on a single charge.
That'd be nice.
Fully
2
charging
to
the
4
SUV
years.
from a standard-controlled outlet takes approximately nine and a
That's
half
funny.
hours.
All right.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a like.
All right. Just remove there. Whoop.
My mind is still stuck on batteries that last for 2 to 4 years.
I bet.
Mm-hmm. They don't make them like they used to. Energizer Bunny, my foot. I was gonna say something else, and nope, nope, nope. I'm not putting that out there. La 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 la. Dan, what? Dane, you're Dana? That's how you say it, Dana? Okay.
Dana.
I'm confused. Dana.
Dana. Yeah, that's it. Nothing confusing.
Yeah. I'm from Jersey. We say Dana, but we also say, orange instead of orange. So, meh. I'm sorry. That's my accent. Well, the
Yep.
price of anything affordable too. Just like I say quarter instead of quarter.
How do you say funny videos?
You're gonna what?
How do you say funny videos?
Funny videos.
Grabbed onto this woman's leg while she was snorkeling and
Like my mother.
refused to let go. The manatee apparently just wanted to say hi and hang out for a while. By Kendra underwater online was completely okay with it. Since manatees are protected and it's illegal to touch them, she couldn't show any affection back. But she does say that whenever this happens, she makes sure to tell the manatees that it's for their own good. Some have actually called manatees the capybaras of the sea because they don't have any natural predators, so they never developed any aggression mechanism, which apparently means that it's basically impossible for them to be mean. And because they also
sea
never
cows.
develop an escape response, they're generally pretty friendly and accepting. Plus, it's physically impossible for them to harm humans or other animals by biting them since they're herbivores and they only have teeth that are meant for grinding plants, not gripping or biting. Kendra's recent encounter certainly isn't the first time that a manatee has tried to snuggle with a human. They actually approach divers fairly frequently looking for a hug, and they're definitely in the running for the world's chillest animal. A stray narwhal has been adopted by a pod of beluga whales, and now baby narlugas are a possibility in the future. The male narwhal was first spotted with a pod of young male beluga whales in 2016 in St. Lawrence River, which connects the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean. Narwhals are usually found in the Arctic Ocean, but it's believed that this narwhal somehow got separated from his own family and strayed further south, where he then befriended the belugas. The narwhal is reportedly healthy and behaving just like one of the boys, according to marine biologist Robert Michaud, the founder of the team that first spotted him. And now that the group of aquatic bachelors has reached the age of maturity, they'll be looking for a pod of female belugas to mate with. So scientists are keeping an eye out to see if the narwhal has integrated into the pod enough to mate too. And if so, the St. Lawrence River may become home to a baby beluga narwhal hybrid called a narluga. While they are very rare, narlugas are real, and this wouldn't even be the first one that we know of. The existence of a narluga was confirmed in 2019 when Inuit hunters spoke to researchers about the remains of an animal that they didn't recognize. And genetic analysis indicated that it was, in fact, a beluga narwhal mix. So maybe someday soon we'll see a new baby narluga in the wild. A man who became friends with a fish in a Minnesota lake has now managed to become friends with several fish, and he's basically just part of their school now. Diver Rex Calubra met his best fish friend, Elvis, a smallmouth bass, during a dive in 2021. During that first dive, Rex noticed that Elvis was sticking closer to him than the rest, displaying an unusual lack of fear. And when Rex returned to the lake a few weeks later, Elvis swam right up to greet him. Rex fed him some crawfish and taught his new friend a special call, which is something like a gulping grunt sound. And now, whenever Rex makes that sound, Elvis swims up and tags along for each dive for a total of 34 dives together. But Elvis isn't the only fish in the lake who wants to be friends with Rex. After seeing how much Elvis trusts his diver friend, other fish have started responding to the grunt and tagging along for dives too, like these two largemouth bass, Lars and Larry. Elvis does get jealous, and he will ward off other fish if they get too close to Rex, acting as Rex's little underwater security guard. But Rex has still managed to bond with other members of the fish family. Each fish is recognizable by unique markings, and Elvis in particular has scars around his mouth from a catch-and-release encounter with a fisherman. Rex keeps the exact location of the lake a secret in order to safeguard his friends from eager fishermen, but he posts all of his encounters on his social media account, and he'll be returning in the coming weeks to check up on Elvis and his other fish friends.
There we go.
Nice. That was cute.
All right, boys, we got a real problem here. Cable news ratings have plummeted since the election. No, that's incorrect. Not possible. It's me on the air every night. People love me. Yeah, he thinks very highly of himself. I do. Still, ratings are down. But he comes across as so self-righteous and talks down to people. This just in. That's true. In spite of that, the network's going to be making massive budget cuts if we don't turn this ship around. We might all get fired.
Well, that's not good.
Cletus, what the is that?
Oh, I'm still doing COVID. I watched your show last night. Another winter of death.
Oh, yeah. It's all true. Advertisers are pulling back because they don't want to pay $7 million for 300 people to see their pharmaceutical commercials anymore. Well, that doesn't make any sense, but I guess we need to figure out how to bring in more viewers and fast.
What do you think made us lose so many viewers in the first place?
The gist of it is that our election narrative was about 180 degrees out of tune with how most Americans saw reality. How could so many people get it wrong? Bunch of idiots. Wait a minute. I have an idea. What if we go hard with a narrative like Trump is really bad?
Oh, yeah, we go from bad to really bad.
That's a pivot. I think people would tune into that for 365 days a year. Yeah. Instead of Trump is Hitler, we go with Trump is Genghis Khan. A completely fresh approach. If our ratings show we've been leaning in the wrong direction, why don't we lean even further in that direction? We can only go up, right?
Unless we go further down.
Go further in the same direction. Write that down.
Kinetic
What
sand.
else can we do to transform the news back into something people want to watch?
You know how a lot of podcasters and YouTubers attract more viewers than us?
Yeah, that should be illegal. Can we make it illegal? I'll talk to Jenkins in the legal department to see who we have blackmail on in the House. We might be able to push that through.
You gonna African-American mail someone?
Oh yeah, we don't have all those tapes in storage for nothing.
You know, I wonder how a podcaster who's all alone can outperform our anchors who have a staff of 3,500 people behind them.
Good point. We probably need more staff. I'll make some calls. You know, I read somewhere that people have trust in independent broadcasters and they don't trust us news anchors. Can we buy trust?
I'll talk to Kamala's campaign manager to get some recommendations on how trust can be bought.
I know how we can build a little trust while we work on buying the real thing. We have more gay and gender hilarious talent on air.
I will probably do it.
Can you be gay? I can be anything I'm paid to be. Really? Oh yeah, I'm gay now. That's incredible.
I didn't know you were gay.
Oh yeah, I'm super gay.
We need to get more fluoride in the water supply.
We should definitely up-level how much we demonize our viewers. Make them feel bad for watching. Emotionally abuse them for thinking.
I have an idea.
Let's to the
You know
world.
how most stories we report on are ones we just make up?
Yeah, and they're pretty good.
Right. But what if we just reported on what was actually happening and then let viewers make up their own minds on what to think of it?
What do you mean? You're making no sense with this, Cletus. Yeah, you're basically speaking Latin here, buddy. You're making no sense.
Like, say Trump does something, then we just tell our viewers what he did, and they decide if it's good or bad.
Oh, I see. So, for example, we tell people Trump's a dictator, then they decide which dictator he's like. That would engage the audience more. They might like that. We could even give them options to choose from. Yeah, give them multiple choice options of which dictator Trump is. Maybe even give them just like one option to choose from so they'll have an easier time knowing which dictator he's like. Now, that's a good idea, Cletus. Write that down. This is the kind of change that's going to turn us around.
Thanks. I like how you guys improve the idea to make it better.
Well, I think we've done a lot to right the ship of cable news. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go brainwash this into people. And they say you can't steer a sinking ship.
Or one that's already sinking.
It is good to be so in tune with the American public. Long live cable news. I got a message.
All right.
He had a message. Yeah, that was kinetic sand. Or like Heidi said, quicksand. But if you look it up, it's kinetic sand. I highly recommend that to like every adult I know. It's so much fun. It's kind of like the sand version of oobleck. And if you don't know what oobleck is, it's water and cornstarch. You need to go make some and play with it because it will fascinate you for hours and hours and hours. I love oobleck.
Oobleck. Oobleck.
Presidential promise to put the law before family.
I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
This Justin! Joe pardons Hunter. From what, I wonder? Good evening and welcome to our Presidential Pardons Special Report. Joe Biden, who stole office in 2020, has just announced that he will pardon his son, Hunter Biden, from any crimes or potential crimes. With less than 2 months left in office, we're not going to be able to get much more juice out of the Biden tree, so let's enjoy this one while we can. We all know that Hunter is as innocent as his father when it comes to the rule of law.
Yeah.
So why the pardon? What is he protecting him from? Protecting himself from? What don't they want you to know? And why have Joe and the Democrats repeatedly said that Hunter would not be pardoned, only for them to do the opposite of what they said? Side note, they've never done that before. All that and more coming up tonight. Now let's get into it like Hunter getting into a fresh bag of white powder. Following a federal investigation into Hunter, there were repeated claims that Joe would not pardon Hunter, to which nefarious conservatives were saying that Joe is a liar. You know by now that when they call us liars, it's extremely dangerous for our democracy.
Extremely dangerous for our democracy.
That's what we tell you every time, and it just seems to get more true. Now let's take a look at Joe and the Democrats claiming that Hunter would not be pardoned, which the conservatives have grossly taken out of context to claim that they've said that Hunter would not be pardoned.
But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
Yes.
And have
lie to
you
your
ruled out a
face.
pardon for your son?
Yes.
And this.
Will you lie to my
He's not
face?
pardoning
Yes.
his son.
He certainly is not.
Has ruled out pardoning his son.
Major commitment from the president, accepting the outcome of the trial and also pledging
not to pardon his son.
So the challenge for him is really to continue to live up to his values.
All out of context so far.
The president said he won't touch it. He said he's not going to pardon his son.
Well, moving on. Oh, there's more?
The president would not pardon or commute sentences for his son, Hunter. I just want to make sure that that is not going to change over the next 6 months. The president's saying he would not.
It's still a no. It's still a no.
It will always be a no.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no.
Look for that demon as one of the main characters in the next Joker movie. Nonetheless, you might be thinking that Joe and the Democrats have lied after some video evidence, which is probably just cheap fakes. Remember when we tried that one on you? Seems to support that Biden had said he wouldn't pardon his son and lied about it. Well, we have breaking news that will clarify everything. The truth of the matter is that Joe was talking about his dead son, Beau, when he was saying he wouldn't pardon his son, and he was not talking about Hunter. Obviously. Therefore, Joe is as honest as I am. This just in! No one is above the law, says a tweet from Joe Biden. Like,
that age,
tasteful to delete that one. Let's check in with a Biden supporter to see what they think about all this.
This is a sad time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is a very sad time.
That actually scared me.
Pull yourself up by the tucket strapping. Get back out there and loiter way too close to playgrounds. Because the only thing Hunter is guilty of is being a really good businessman. Accordingly, as you can see in this footage of Hunter conducting business, yes, Hunter is guilty of being one hell of an artist. He's also guilty of being an expert in the energy business with Burisma, despite having no education or knowledge of the energy business. And that's impressive. And just for the hell of it, we'll remind you that Burisma is a Ukrainian business. We all love us some Ukraine, right? You might also recall that when Burisma was being investigated by Ukrainian authorities, Joe, who is the father of Burisma energy consultant Hunter, got the investigation shut down by saying
That's what I was thinking too, Scott.
I said, you're not getting the billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, what, 6 hours?
Council on Foreign Relations.
6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money.
Oh, you're such a great guy, Joe. Look at you. You're so smart.
Hunter is also guilty of basically being a computer programmer with how prolific he is on a laptop. Laptop from Hell documents 191 sex crimes, 128 drug crimes, and 140 business crimes.
Huh.
I don't think this is the same Hunter Biden. This just in! We still don't know where all those bags of white powder at the White House came from. But the point is Hunter Biden guilty? Guilty of being a good businessman? Yes. Guilty of anything else? Donald Trump is a convicted felon, guilty on 34 counts of misdemeanors being turned into felonies through the law practice of magic, and also being past the statute of limitations. So you tell me if Hunter Biden is guilty or not. In the ever-evolving world of misinformation,
Extremely dangerous to our democracy.
You might hear rumors that Joe Biden had above-the-law business involvement with his son Hunter. And just know that if Hunter was able to be prosecuted for it, if RICO charges were brought against Hunter, then Joe would be found just as guilty as Hunter. And this is all above board because according to Joe, no one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
That's right, Nancy. The stock market is just very easy to get right all the time. Anything else from you, Joe?
I'm calling for a constitutional amendment called No One is Above the Law Amendment. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law. The American principle that no one is above the law was reaffirmed. The justice system should be respected, and we should never allow anyone to tear it down. Those responsible can be held accountable. In my administration, no one is above the law.
My life. This is getting hard to work with, guys. That's it for tonight's special presidential pardon report. No one is above the law, according to the administration that has a track record of making it illegal to stop crime and making it illegal to do illegal things. Enjoy Christmas shoplifting in California this year, or coming into America however you'd like, just because you want to. It's a shame that Trump will be taking office and being all above the law by enforcing the rule of law. Very dark times ahead. Good night.
Oh, no, I think he just borrowed that.
What's up, my friends?
There is borrowed that. That one's been out there for a minute, but hey, good for him for pulling it out there and using it. There you go.
I love it.
Let me get this thing.
I love it.
Yeah, what is some of the coolest Christmas gifts you've gotten? If you're looking for Christmas gifts for your young kids, you may want to pay attention to this newest toy that's out there on the market. And check it out.
Hey kids, do you know why we have an immigration problem? ICE. And who wants to clean up ICE? Donald Trump, that's who. New from Lego, it's the Trump ICE Zamboni Immigration Action Set. Now you can help our 47th president clean up the ICE ring, the streets, and the border wall.
Say hello to my MAGA Zamboni immigrant sweeper upper.
And if you buy right now, you'll get the Tom Homan Immigrant Deportation Fund Kit. Take control of ICE and protect our borders this Christmas.
Get out of here.
Come on, kids. Send those filthy bastards home for the holidays. The Trump MAGA ICE Zamboni Immigration Action Set and the Tom Homan Immigrant Deportation Fund Kit. Get yours today before toys become illegal under Project 25.
That was great. Oh, I want that to be a real thing. I would have one. What? It's like a Hess truck. It's a MAGA truck.
Right?
Why
Oh,
did
that
you
was
come out
hilarious.
with
Love it.
MAGA
That was a cool one.
toys?
MAGA toys.
Such a missed opportunity. Come on, you could have had little there could have been like Elon's like whole thing. You could
Right.
have a whole grocery like toy section of like just RFK Jr. approved new grocery foods for like the little kids' grocery carts. Remember those? Oh,
telling
I
you,
think
man.
that's missed opportunity. They could
know,
have
why didn't you
marketed
do
all
it?
that shit.
I could have marketed it for you. That would be the best Christmas gift ever.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Well, if
Oh
you're
my
looking for a
God.
new TV show to watch, because right now it's the end of the year, so you probably watched everything like us, and you're still searching around trying to figure out something to watch. Maybe check this out.
Coming this spring to MXNBC, a groundbreaking series that will change the U.S. government and the world forever. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, under the direction of former star of The Apprentice, Donald Trump, will challenge 3 million contestants to carry their load or hit the road. That's right. We'll be asking every government employee to prove their value. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Just like in a good old-fashioned meritocracy.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming in.
What would you say it is that you do around here?
I mean, a lot of days I really do stuff. It's just there's not that much going on today.
I helped Tanner and Blaze replace those heavy 5-gallon water containers.
Tune in each week as Elon and Vivek measure every federal employee's value and efficiency.
And time. So your study on how cocaine enhances the sex drive of Japanese quail. What's that worth to the American taxpayer?
I think it's priceless.
And get ready for the savings, as those that don't make the cut get shown the door.
Firstly, thank you for coming in today. And second, you're fired.
The Emmy Award-watching viewers of Deadwood and Idiocracy present Doge Days, the purge of the U.S. government.
There was a
Oh
whole
my
force
God,
of
can
Deadwood
we
out there.
get
We gotta get
Elon
chopping,
to
buddy.
stream that?
Right?
God, they want transparency. Put a camera with audio in those interview rooms and just, we don't have to interact. I just want to watch. I just want to watch what they're doing. Oh my goodness. That would be awesome. Somebody bring that up to Elon. I'm sure he'd go for it. You know he would.
Oh,
If he
yeah.
could put it on X, make it an X exclusive. He'd go for it.
We need to do that. We need to do that.
But no, see, now you were joking. Like I was joking about the whole toy thing that you introduced. But that's how they started changing us to begin with. Why can't they turn around and do that with the new things? Like, that's where you teach them. You teach them through play. So that's how we were taught grocery shopping and like all these different gender roles and stuff like
Now you're
that.
getting it.
Why can't they configure it so that all the woke comes out of it and make the toys more traditional. Make the like little packages of groceries all just healthy groceries. Like make it fresh looking stuff. Like why not do that? Start changing the kids' mindsets back to where they were more health oriented. They were more, family oriented. They were more holistically oriented.
Now you're getting
Like-
it. Now you're getting solution culture. That's how we do
But
it.
I mean but then of course my brain goes, but then there's also, do that and they can make money off it. Like somebody's gonna make money off of that. And
is there anything wrong with making money by doing the right thing?
No, but I'm
Everybody's
saying
making
if
money doing the
they-
wrong thing these days.
No, but
You
I'm saying
know?
if it's inspired by like Elon's kind of thing and RFK, I guess I'm attributing it to almost like a government, almost like a psyop. I hate to say it, but
Hey,
it's
Memento.
almost like
Good night, man.
psyop reversal. You know?
Good night, my friend.
Good night, honey. Like a deprogramming through play.
Yep.
That's the way we have to do it, because the same way they snuck it in, we got to sneak the fix in, because people only reject it when they know about it. Because they're, I can't change. But if you subtly change their way of thinking, why not?
Why not?
Use the tools they used against us.
That's right. Check this out. Memento. I'm sorry. Crown Target sent me this. This would be pretty good. This is when you put headsets, microphones on tennis players.
Oh, Jesus.
Christ. This is gonna be so good. Again. Oh, come on. You're famous for your grunts.
People will leave him. I'm gonna be loud. Okay.
Night, Memento.
Thank you.
That's good. That was a good one, Crown. Thank you for that. Here's Shelly's collection. This cat is not okay.
It's okay, Daddy.
What the fuck? Do a flip!
Like,
let me out, let me out, let me out. I don't want it. That cat is just mad.
Yourself for a second.
The world is ending. The world is ending.
Hang on.
Aw.
That's funny, Shelly.
I'm lucky my cats enjoy baths.
I'm losing my mind over
Enjoy's a
this.
strong word. But they don't rebel.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Oh,
I
this is
accidentally
super
dropped my
cute.
sunglasses in the orangutan enclosure at a zoo in Indonesia, and this happened.
I accidentally dropped my sunglasses in the orangutan enclosure at a zoo in Indonesia.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh no, don't eat it.
He's like, I ain't stupid. I'm cool as hell. What?
Oh yeah, try to.
Look at it. He's like fixing them all nice. Like, yeah, let me say, oh yeah, I look fly. Look at me. Look at me. And look at his little one, the little one. He's like, hey, what you got? What you got? Can I see him? Can I see him? Can I just touch him? Don't be touching my stuff.
Oh, come on.
Oh no.
He said, here's your damn glasses. Thanks. I'm in the shade now.
Trade.
He did. He gave them the glasses for bananas. He ain't stupid.
Nice.
Yeah, you gotta make that one bigger. I was like, holy crap. This dragon fruit.
Wow. Crazy. You're crazy.
That's one of those savannah cats.
Popcorn kitty.
Cats could be worse than the damn seagulls.
Ow.
Ow. Oh, twinning. So cute. So cute.
Adorable. These poor cats.
I love the kitty cats.
Right home, right home, right home.
Oh, goodness.
Let's save the rest for another time. Let
Mhm.
me get this other thing out and going here. Oh, Shelly at the house talking trash and truth. They are crazy. They are crazy indeed. Indeed.
You saw them the other, yeah, that's what I was looking at the other night. I was just bookmarking all of them. They were just coming one after another. I was like, oh, good Twitter. Good, you're being good tonight. Stop sending me degenerate crap. Ugh. You know what's funny about the sex squatch? Every
What's
time I
that?
go into Amazon, the first thing it offers me is those damn sunglasses. It keeps trying to sell me the friggin' sunglasses. I'm like, stop. I am not Macho Man. Like, stop it. But yeah, every time I'm like, I don't click on it. I purposely don't click on it so it goes away and it's still there. I'm like, all right. Tell you, the Amazon pays attention to everything you look at. What are you doing now? What's cooking good looking?
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here this evening. You guys make winning Saturday night all that it is. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. You guys are why we are winning Saturday night. That's the truth. That is the truth. Indeed. The bitter end. It is true. We'll be back tomorrow night. Hold on. Yeah, at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern. Or another edition of Old School Watch Party Sundays with a surprise documentary and a Christmas movie. I think we're watching Trading Places tomorrow night. I think that's what it is. I think that's what
Was
it
it
is.
trading? Yeah, I think it was Trading Places, and then the week after is Bad Santa.
Oh, I don't know about that. Let's see. We got remember we got 5 weekends. We did Gremlins, that's done. Bing.
Mm-hmm.
We got Scrooge, Die Hard, Santa Claus, and Bad Santa.
Can we
All
leave
to fit
Bad
in.
Santa for very last?
Yeah, we'll do that one very last.
Because
that'll
it's
be
not
very
a
last.
favorite of mine.
It's not a favorite?
I'm not a big fan of him.
You don't like Billy Bob? You'd like him if you met him.
I liked him in Tombstone when he got his ass handed to him by Val Kilmer. That was good.
Okay.
He was funny in that. He was also like a chunk of monk. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know that. I was sitting there going, I know that accent. I know that, but I couldn't place it because he was so big. And I was just like, I was like, I'm looking, and then he made that with his teeth thing that he does, and I was like, oh, I know who that is. How? What the hell happened to him? He was like 150 pounds heavier. He was big. I've only ever seen him, like with the Angelina, and after that,
Hang out for the jam on out, Scott. We're almost out of here. Yep. Well, we'll be back tomorrow night. You guys can check it out, and we'll have a good old fashioned fun watch party with each and every one of you. Can't wait to see you, and then we'll enjoy a great Christmas movie. Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Lee Curtis, and all kinds of funness going on, and Trading Places, a great Christmas movie. We will see you then, and we got a quick jam on out tonight. Featuring Jimmy Herring, of course. And if you're a guitar player or musician of any kind, you will enjoy this video. It's very short, yet you see the notes he's playing, which I thought was very cool. The name of this video is this guy the best rock player you've ever heard? Well, he's the best player I've ever heard. Jimmy Herring leads y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time. Thank you guys so much for being here. And until that time, stay based and keep on winning.
Love you guys.